everyone, welcome back to Comic Book Late Night Unlimited. I am Captain Logan, and look, we've got Chris once again, my regular co-host, and tonight, as always, I mean, you know the drill. We're going to talk about what comes out tomorrow. We're going to talk about what we bought last week. We've got a cover of the week. We'll talk about that later on in the show. And we're going to finally review the first 6 issues, the first trade length of Radiant Black, which we've been trying to get to forever.
Been waiting so long.
Which is the creator-owned Kyle Higgins Image book. Is that under a particular imprint, or is that just Image?
It might just be Image, too. I'm not sure offhand. Like, I meant to check, but yeah.
But anyway, that's been going since 2021.
Yeah.
Consistently monthly, so it's up to, like, I think the new issue came out this last week or the week before, and they're on, like, 36, 40 something.
I want to say, last I heard was like 31, but that might have been like a few.
No, I think it's even higher than that now.
A few months ago too.
So it's pretty wild how big of a issue count there is there now.
And there's spin-offs too. I think like
really?
Red has like her own book.
As soon as I saw that character, I went, that looks like an obvious spin-off.
Exactly. Yeah, sure enough.
But of course, the thing is Power Rangers enough that like it's got these kind of side characters that are also super powered and kind of tokusatsu-ish.
Tokusatsu, yeah. You're Sentai adjacent.
Yeah, like it's pitched as a singular character book, and it starts off very much that way.
Yeah.
Where you're kind of wondering if you're going to expand to a full Ranger team or Ranger-ish team, or if there are like just other people connected to this world's sort of kind of morphin grid.
Yeah.
The black hole, as it were.
The black hole, wherever it is. Yeah.
Yeah. And then as it goes, you find out that there are more and more of them.
Oh,
which is a neat idea. And
all of a sudden, like a gold one and like a blue one shows up. Or
he's doing a similar, and like minor spoilers for that. That's going to be an impossible book to talk about without telling you any details of.
Right.
But he's doing a similar thing with Immortal Legend Batman, which just happened to also, the second issue, drop last week.
Right.
I'll just briefly talk about this later. I had to kind of skim it right before the show. So I wasn't able to look at this super closely. But we've got 2 Kyle Higgins Power Ranger adjacent things.
Exactly.
Radiant Black is yet another book, now that I've looked at it, that I'm going to have a hard time not wanting to go back and get in singles.
Yeah, I know. Exactly.
Just because, like, I collect Power Rangers, and I've got all of Higgins' actual Ranger stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm buying this, and so it feels almost like it belongs
in the canon,
Yeah,
in the canon.
in that collection. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not Power Rangers.
No.
And I think if you like, and we'll actually review it later. We always do this. We always open up. It's saying too much about the thing we're going to review later. But I would say there's plenty there potentially to latch onto if you just want cool modern superhero alternatives.
Yes.
Even if you don't care about the tokusatsu thing. And it will I imagine the longer it goes, and some of our audience might have read it and will know, but I imagine the longer it goes, the more of the tropes and staples of that genre will pop up. But so far, it feels like it kind of wants to be an Invincible.
I can see that, yeah.
With more of a Power Rangers kind of hook.
Yeah.
With more of that initial mythology.
I mean, I haven't seen any Zords yet. I don't think there's like a mech that shows up as far
as
I know.
Not yet, but I'm waiting for it.
Exactly, yeah.
Because I know Higgins likes that side of it.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if that didn't happen.
Yeah. I mean, look, you put mech in anything, I'm sold, so there you go.
But to be fair, I mean, he really knows his tokusatsu, and like he starts with Power Rangers, but I'm sure he's looked into more of the Japanese stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And so he would know, of course, that not every tokusatsu goes to the mech plays.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably just as much like Kamen Rider in that.
I was going to say, when you go back to Kamen Rider, that doesn't do the mech thing. That's motorcycles.
Yeah, motorcycles.
But it doesn't do Zords and Megazords.
Yeah.
So anyway, this will be a warning for folks that are not into that stuff. This will be a pretty Power Ranger tokusatsu laden show.
Exactly, yeah.
We will have to dig into some of that stuff.
Right.
And I don't know how big of a fan you are of those sorts of things.
No, I don't dislike them, that's for sure. I'll say that.
I just don't know that you and I have talked that much about it.
Like, I mean, here's like, I watched like
I don't even know what your background is with Rangers.
Well, I watched like Mighty Morphin back when it was on. I sort of fell out with like Zeo.
Yeah.
And then like I sort of would pop back in and out like every so often. Like I started trying to rewatch Mighty Morphin a while back when they put it all on Netflix. But like,
well, that was years ago.
That was years ago.
They took it off Netflix years ago now.
Yeah. So I mean, but I pop in and out now, and like I tried finding like a lot of the old like Go Ranger stuff, the old Super Sentai stuff, watching that just to see how different it was, and and I've been trying. After I saw Shin Kamen Rider, I was like, the most I know about Kamen Rider is like the Master Rider series they had on Fox, back in the day.
Yeah, I was lucky that we'd had a couple of requested things on the channel for Kamen Riders, so I actually had a little bit of experience with that finally before we got the Shin Kamen Rider. Actually, Austin and I reviewed that together. He'll be on the show for his segment a little bit later in the program, and he didn't care for it. I liked it more than he did.
Yeah, and like I also...
But it's no Shin Godzilla, certainly.
No, it is not. No, it doesn't have the Wiggly Boy. It does have the...
See, the most disappointing thing is also the most impressive thing about that movie.
Yeah.
Which is, they shot it all on cell phones.
I know, right?
Are you aware of this?
I am, yeah.
And like, while you're looking at it, you're like, something is off about this. And when you find that out, you're like, that's kind of impressive. But I don't think they should have done it that way.
That's not the choice I would have made, given, like, the budget, but still... The only one I haven't seen of the Shin movies is Shin Ultraman.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either.
Really good, yeah. And, like, Ultraman's one of those, like, again, when, like, Mighty Morphin hit, I consumed, like, every single, like, Americanized tokusatsu there was, like, your VR Troopers, your Beetleborgs, your Cyber Samurai Showdown.
Did you see Terra No, or whatever that, or Terra Nog, whatever that thing is called?
Terra No.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? The Mystic Knights of...
Oh, yes!
Terra No,
I never watched it, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm trying to throw out all of everything I can think of that they made, yeah.
Yeah. Which, I know, like, some of that stuff, too, at least with, it was, like, Gridman back in Japan. They've actually done, and of course, like, Ultraman's still technically going on, too. But, that they've done, like, revivals and stuff. Yeah. Like, they just put, like, a Gridman, and they called it like SSSS Gridman, just so the American fans know, like, no, this is what this is.
I've never heard of that. Weird.
Yeah, it's the Samurai Cyber. Crap, I can't remember what all the words are. That's the Cyber Samurai Showdown, whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't think of the actual name offhand, but like I had like all the toys back in the day. So, but yeah, so I mean, I've kind of I was really big into it when you were supposed to in the 90s, but I've started...
So have you delved at all into the Boom comics? Like, have you read any of that stuff?
Yeah, I've read some of, I read, like, a little bit of the first, like, arc, at least, of the Kyle Higgins stuff, and I've read, like, the Pink Ranger stuff.
But you didn't get to any of Shattered Grid or anything?
Didn't get to, like, Shattered Grid.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, I mean, they... Again, too, like with anything, I'm always a mess. Like with my consumption.
Well, Go-Go is the best stuff in it.
Yeah.
Ryan Perot is kind of the best writer of that series.
Yeah.
And then Melissa Flores, I think, rivaled him with her couple of arcs that end the series.
Yeah.
And then I don't like her reboot at all.
Right.
She's really fallen off for me.
Yeah.
Apologies to Melissa Flores. I thought she was wonderful.
Yeah, her first couple arcs were great.
I have a short about before the new stuff started.
Yeah.
I called Melissa Flores is awesome.
Yeah.
And I don't like what she's doing right now, but I mean, like, she gave Zed a morpher. She did all kinds of cool stuff.
Right, yeah. I'm gonna check. Honestly, I've got a list. I've got a list I need to dig in.
She is responsible for Ranger Zed. Okay. And also, I mean, not that she drew it, but like my favorite cover in the entire series is early on in her run.
Right.
Because she did a giant battle between Lord Zed and Zordon getting a robot body with a tube on top of it. With his interdimensional head inside of the tube, and so he's like running around still a head in a tube, but with a body. It's awesome.
That sounds amazing.
And then later on,
right.
she brings in the Vessel,
Right.
which is a evil possessed version of Zordon's original body that's like out there somewhere, and it comes back and it's possessed by an evil spirit.
I failed myself by not keeping up.
No,
I'm
this stuff is great.
disappointed.
And then they did like Mistress Vile, which
Yeah.
was did you hear about that? Which is Rita Repulsa as the acolyte for Dark Spectre.
I did not.
Who gets this great new reinvention of her suit made up to look like Master Vile. So she's got like the big Vile head
That's amazing.
thing. Yeah, it's so good.
So, all right. Well, I know what I'm gonna be. I'll see you in a bit, Comicsology.
All that stuff
I'm
is
just
wonderful. And then just before that, and I think it was Perot that did this stuff.
Yeah.
Just before that, they did a full-on origin for Zordon and Zed.
Nice.
And they did that in flashbacks through that. Actually, come to think of it, the tube on top of the robot body thing might have actually been Perot. It might have been right before her. I forget. But all the other stuff I mentioned, she's
Either way, I'm just happy
she's
it
credited
exists.
for.
I am happy there is a giant robot Zordon tube. That is.
Well, he's not even a giant robot. He's like Ranger size. So he just runs off with the Rangers.
I wasn't sure if it was like a Zord or not, too.
So he could basically be a Ranger for a minute.
It's amazing, yeah.
Yeah, it's really neat. Not to mention, they finally did. So they did a second Green Ranger.
Yeah,
You probably heard about that.
I did, yeah.
Because they grabbed Matt from Go-Go, who was like Kimberly's ex-boyfriend, who almost became a Ranger, and then finally does. They do a second Green Ranger, and so they have a team sort of 7, although he works for Prometheus. It's all very complicated.
Right.
But anyway, I'll get past this in a second, everybody. But because I didn't know you didn't know about any of this.
No,
but, when they bring him in, they start doing all of the cool Megazord combinations that you would have loved to have seen if you had access to Tiger Zord and Dragon Zord at the same time. So we got a Dragon Tiger Zord.
That's amazing.
by itself, and it's really well designed. And I think Dan Mora got to draw some of this stuff too.
So you know it's good.
And so
it's good.
and he might have designed it. I don't know.
Right.
So you got that, and then you got the I believe they did a Mega Dragon Tiger Zord. I think they did a Dino Megazord, or maybe no. I think it was a Thunder Dragon because it's continuity of second season. So they've got the Thunder Zords at that point.
Right.
So I believe it is a Thunder Megazord.
No.
That mixes in Tiger and Dragon. It's freaking great.
I need this right now.
Damon says Ryan Perot is responsible for Zordon and a mech body. I thought he drew that
Yeah.
when they did the Eltarium War arc. And what's awesome is the board game, Heroes of the Grid, which I'm 100% on.
Oh yeah,
is
absolutely.
my big board game thing, and I paint those, and I'm way behind, but I gotta finish those. But anyway, they're finally finishing that game in November. The last big box comes out, and they did a bunch of extra stuff for it. And it was a giant Kickstarter for just $150, which sounds like a lot, but it's nuts how much they put in it.
No, especially on some of the Kickstarters.
It might have even been less than that. I forget. But anyway, so there's a bunch in it.
Right.
And one of the new figures they're doing is that robot body Zordon. Which I was clamoring for.
Yeah.
And when I reviewed the game creator a couple years ago now, I begged him for it.
Right.
He had this look on his face like he hadn't thought of it.
Yeah.
And so I might be partly responsible for this. I'm not sure.
If you are, thank you.
It's possible. Probably not, but it's possible. Anyway.
Go to Twitter, put hashtag thank you Cap.
So it has a plastic helmet that you take off so you can paint it.
That's amazing.
It's great.
I know I've played with you once. I know one time I was over here, we played it, and then
I thought we taught it to you. We got to do it again.
We do, absolutely, yeah. And of course, I know you've got the TTRPG too, which
we still gotta do. I have outlined the first part of my campaign, but I haven't gotten into the details of how exactly the whole thing's going to work. I just know story points right now.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's kind of how whenever I DM too, that's what I do. Where I have like a fishbone basically, and like it depends too, because sometimes I will do like the full the Levitt's paradigm, where it's like, oh, I've got the A plot, and then my B plot that will get upgraded, and there's a C plot that foreshadows the next B plot.
Oh my god, that's great.
And then other times it's like, all right, you're in a city.
You just fly by the seat of your pants.
Yeah, exactly. Just pantsing it. Just pantsing it all day.
Yeah, I think the thing I'm doing, and I haven't thought about it in like 2 or 3 months, but I wrote out an outline.
Yeah.
The thing I'm doing is kind of a midpoint between those two things.
Yeah.
Where like I have some broad ideas for down the road.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to keep that open depending on where the players take it.
Yeah.
It's kind of what I'm thinking.
First rule of any sort of like TTRPG. The players, whatever plans you have, the players will find a way to ruin it.
Brayden just said that too. He said, Cap, always be ready for players to derail your campaign.
Yeah, every so often, your players will do something that will just... Like, okay, I had a... Like, again, I used to run a Mutants and Masterminds campaign for a couple friends of mine, and at one point I was like... Okay, so this villain, who's this evil game show host, just because I really like Arcade and the Riddler, so I thought I'd do like my own little combination of it. And
Arcade shows up in a thing I'm going to talk about later.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Believe it or not.
Yay.
Sorry, I don't want to derail you.
No, you're good. You're good.
Are you? Because it's funny, because Chris and I have been doing the show together now for a few weeks.
Right.
But I'm still feeling Chris out with some things, because there's a lot of things I don't know about Chris.
Right.
Like, he and I have spent a lot of time together doing projects now.
Yes.
I don't think Chris and I have hung out one time just to hang out.
Probably not.
I guess we did play Power Rangers.
We did play Power Rangers,
but I don't
that's
think
right.
just one-on-one you and I have ever sat down and had a beer together.
That's true.
I don't think we've ever done that.
We
should do that.
Absolutely.
Because now we're doing like this 3 or 4 hour show on Tuesdays. It's still content. Like
it's still content.
All we do together is make things.
I know, yeah.
But I was going to ask you, are you a game show person?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
I didn't know that about you. So
Yeah.
I'm a big game show person.
Yeah,
I didn't know
like,
that about you.
I used to watch like Jeopardy every day. And I still like DVR it, and
do you really?
I do.
That's so great.
And yeah, but like again, I'm so behind on like literally everything. It's like, all right, what's the first?
What do you think of Jennings?
You know, I don't dislike him. You know, as far as like some of the other hosts they tried out for that show too, like
it was rough, and the rotating hybrid thing they did was painful.
Yeah. Well, especially since, like, I know it was that producer who really wanted it.
And everybody hated him?
Everybody hated him, yeah. Even, like, the people who worked for him, you know, were like, oh, not this guy, not this guy.
So, I think Jennings, from what I've seen, I've watched a few episodes with him, he's fine.
Yeah.
He understands the tone and the feel of that show.
Yeah.
And he's not trying to put his own spin on it.
No, yeah.
I could almost argue that he's going a little bit too far on the other way, where he's almost trying to be the original host.
I
right?
can see that too. Yeah.
I can't even say the original host, but
the original host, Trebek.
But
he's trying to be too much like Art Fleming. There's only one Art Fleming.
I know I'm not the only person saying this.
Yeah.
But it should have been LeVar Burton.
Yes.
And that was the only choice.
Well,
and it's really irritating. And the fans clamored for it.
Yeah.
I think that's the only reason they even tried him out. I don't think he was even on their radar, and he should have been.
Yeah.
And they try him out, and of course, he's natural.
Yeah.
He's perfect.
Yeah.
He's got it on day one.
Yes.
And that is the classiest man on the friggin' planet.
Absolutely.
And they didn't go with him.
I know, yeah. It was funny too, because, like, first of all, LeVar Burton just being everything.
And I think he's more qualified than Jennings.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because,
too.
yes, Jennings has been involved with that show for a long time on the other side of it. I get that. But Burton has been a host of a lot.
Yeah, and he's got, like, actual stage training, too. He's got actual... Jennings was just somebody who... I think he's got a lot of natural talent. I think, like, he kind of acquired it just from being on TV, and I know when they
and Burton's real knowledgeable, too.
He is, yeah, I know. We know he's well-read.
Yeah.
We know he's well-read.
Really well-read.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
So, yeah,
we're getting off the rails here. But
exactly, yeah.
This is the reason we always go off in a tangent.
Yeah.
Because we never just hang out and talk.
Exactly,
Chris.
yeah.
So that's clearly what we need to be doing. Okay, let's find out what's coming out tomorrow.
All right.
everybody ready? Here we go. So a couple of really big things tomorrow. I got Batman #2.
Yep.
And I'm real excited, of course, to find out how well the series progresses past that first issue.
Yeah.
Because I thought it had a lot of potential.
Yeah.
But like I said before, I wanted it to be a little bit more of a reboot than it was.
Right.
So I need more of it before I can have a real good sense of if it's what I want from this book. But I think Fraction's got a great voice for Batman, and obviously the art is just friggin' dynamite.
Yeah, no. I do love the suit, too. Again, I just love the fact they brought back, the blue and gray.
I am wondering, and did you read that first issue? Have you looked at it yet?
I have, yeah.
Oh, cool,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if you reviewed it with us, or...
Well,
have you read it subsequently?
I bought it, and then, but by the time I had it in hand, it's like, this looks really cool. I flipped through, the art looks great, you know?
I am wondering how much the Bat family is going to feature in that book.
Yeah.
With Robin right in the second issue, because we didn't talk about this before because of spoilers, but he shows up on the last page in the first issue.
Yeah.
And Austin said one of the things he really liked about that first issue is just how much back to solo Batman it is.
Yes.
Which I agreed with him about while I was reading it until I got to the last page.
Right.
But the last page made me wonder about that.
Yeah.
And with Robin on the cover, I wonder, are they just going to occasionally have kind of team up issues and people come in and out? Or is it going to be more of a Bat Family book than we're thinking right now?
I mean, they could possibly have a slow trickle, but the thing with the Bat Family 2 is...
And I'm fine with the in and out, obviously.
Yeah. And there's so many Batman characters. There's so many orphans out there, too.
Yeah, no, of course. But I really like the kind of back to basics approach we seem to be getting with that. And I mean all the way back to we've just got Batman and he's just going and investigating something.
I know, yeah. You have a Batman just doing Batman stuff. I mean, that's...
So we've got Absolute Superman 12 tomorrow. It's a really big week for Absolute because Absolute Evil starts, and I will definitely be trying this out. 1 year anniversary of the Absolute Universe, and its villains stand united. So this is our first big event for Absolute.
Oh, yeah.
Although, given that this is Al Ewing, because I have not liked him lately. The couple of things I've read from Ewing lately have not been very good.
Right.
But that also might just be Marvel tying his hands behind his back, because I think everything I've read from him has been Marvel stuff. So I don't know, because...
Well, he did Absolute Green Lantern too.
Oh, that was Al Ewing. That's true.
And even though
we were lukewarm on it.
Yeah, well, even though structurally there were issues, just the way it was presented to and the overall.
Thanks for reminding me about that. I couldn't remember who wrote that.
Yeah, but I mean the overall feel of it too, I thought was very good. It's just one of those that when you look at it, it's like, all right, now let's chart out this here.
No, the Dower Stephen King thing was cool.
Yeah.
But that story's just stretched too far.
Yeah, exactly.
We got 3 issues of material in 6, and it took too long. They're expecting you to invest too much money in a thing if you're buying it month to month before you finally find out what the hell is even happening.
Exactly, yeah.
That was my issue with it.
Yeah.
We've already talked about this, but
we did a whole episode about that.
we did. But anyway, so this is basically the Absolute Universe's version of the Legion of Doom.
Yeah.
And curiously, we're getting that before a Justice League. So my guess would be we get this big cabal of villains. And if they don't break themselves apart somehow, the heroes that we have so far in the Absolute Universe, you okay?
Yeah, just drop stuff.
We'll have to band together in order to... I thought you were having conniptions or something.
Yeah, just having a big stroke seizure or whatever. I just said streisure. That's not...
Chris had a streisure.
I am not a medical professional, let me just say.
Chris, you should write your own comic book called The Streisure.
The Streisure.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What does he do?
Apparently,
he just goes into wild convulsions.
It's like, I'll stop you, dude, you okay? Let me put down the stolen money here, too. They put back in the bank vault so they help this guy.
Yeah, and whenever you read Streisure, you're just waiting for the inevitable 2-page spread with the big onomatopoeia words that say conniption fit.
Conniption fit.
Conniption fit. Anyway, so I'm sure that was I'm sure that offended somebody. Anyway, so it's interesting they're doing their Legion of Doom before their Justice League, and I imagine they'll probably have to band their Justice League together to fight this. But so you got Ra's al Ghul, Veronica Cale, Eleanor Thawne. Have we met her yet?
We did. It was at the end of
because I'm not cut up on Flash. I know there's like 2 or 3 issues past what we read.
She was one of the scientists that was working with I want to say what was like Wally's dad, was it? If I remember right. It's been a while now.
Yeah.
Since yeah.
Well, we're reviewing so much right now.
Yeah.
It's all running together, or some of it's running together for me.
Honestly, I've got the memory of a goldfish anyway, too. So, I mean, that's...
I don't think that's true, Chris. You have a really good memory for, like, creator names and...
Right, thank you.
Like, there's a lot of stuff that does stick with you.
Exactly, yeah.
But anyway, don't sell yourself short.
I appreciate that, thank you.
Now, one thing you do have to commit to memory, though, of course, is the seizure.
The seizure.
The seizure.
The seizure. I do remember that now.
I've already forgotten it. Raisha Ghul, Veronica Cale, Eleanor Thawne, Hector Hammond. I hope he doesn't get too much panel time, because that character is friggin' irritating so far. And the mysterious Joker, who we've not seen very much of yet.
Yeah, I mean, I know we've seen, like,
He's in the background.
Yeah.
He's doing his machinations with Arc M and all of that.
Yes. And we've seen, like, the concept art, too, where he's, like, a dragon's.
Right. So I'm real curious to read this. I will definitely be trying that one out. There is a part of me that wants to buy everything Absolute, of course, and I've been picking and choosing so that I've got enough room in my budget to buy other stuff.
Yes.
But that one, I think, is probably going to be major enough that it's worth doing.
Right.
And if that first issue sucks, I won't buy any more of it. But it's a good cover.
Yeah.
So it'll be... And speaking of good covers, once again, I find myself wanting to buy the new Batgirl just because the cover is pretty.
It's a good cover.
I know I've talked about this before, but I have this thing with Cassandra Cain where I don't think you can make a bad Cassandra Cain cover if it's that costume.
Yeah. No, for sure.
You did okay?
I'm doing all right, yeah. Just another seizure.
You checking your conniptions?
Exactly. Checking my heart rate, too.
But yeah, I just keep buying Cassandra Cain covers. I can't stop it.
It's
and the couple issues I've read of this I've really liked.
Yeah.
So I may go back and start collecting that. But that one, if I don't have too much this week, I might end up getting that just for that guy. I hadn't seen that until just now.
Yeah,
it's a great cover. I know I've got at least 3 or 4 things for tomorrow. But let's keep going. Something That's Killing the Children is tomorrow. We keep hearing great things about that. Poison Ivy 37. How long are they going to run that book? It's crazy how much of that there's been.
Right.
Justice League, the Omega Act special. I don't know what this is. Let me move this over so we can see the covers better. A special oversized prologue to DC's biggest event of the year. Well, DC's biggest event of the year would be KO.
Yes.
So I doubt this has anything to do with KO. So we can just say that?
I guess
this is the biggest event. Like we've got KO coming.
Yeah.
And we've got that big Absolute thing that starts tomorrow.
And we're still...
But no, the biggest event of the year is whatever this is.
Omega Act.
Omega Act. I've not heard one thing about this.
Well, to be fair, it looks like Booster Gold dies. I know your feelings about Booster Gold.
I might buy that cover on principle. He's dead. Look at that, you guys. We've got a deceased Booster Gold as a homage cover...
to Crisis.
Crisis. I may have to buy that.
Just out of principle.
Just out of principle.
So, you've got one more for your poll.
So what is this about? Time Trapper is on the run from Darkseid's Legion. Well, it's connected to Darkseid.
Yeah.
Which is part of KO.
Maybe it's a prologue-ish, maybe?
Oh, you know what? We're dumb. This does say prologue to DCKO. I didn't see it at the top there.
We are literate.
Nope. Sorry. I didn't see it at the top. Well, you guys can't see it either, but there it is.
It's like the countdown to Final Crisis.
Okay. All right. I rescind my my joke there.
I mean, to be fair, having like 5 different events going on at the same time is not out of the realm of possibility for either of the big
and it's also not that unusual to claim they're all important or like all the biggest thing happening. And also, this thing has like 5 titles itself.
Exactly.
So it looks like it's a prologue to something called Omega Act, not to DCKO. So this is the kind of crap that keeps people from getting into comic books. Like, you imagine somebody hearing about Absolute or seeing a superhero movie and being kind of curious about a character, which doesn't happen a lot, but it happens.
Yeah.
Walks into a comic shop, and the first thing they see is Justice League Omega Act Special Prelude to DCKO, and they just turn around and walk
DC
out the door.
In Justice League Omega Act Special #1 Prologue to KO.
Yeah, like, how do you process any of this? This is what's wrong with comics. I might buy that because there's a dead Booster Gold on the cover. That's actually very exciting.
Yeah, so we got
something from Image called Rook Exodus. I've not heard of that one.
I haven't either, no.
Department of Truth, I keep hearing things about.
I looked at that, I thought that said Rock for a second.
Rook Exodus. Well, let's do the thing I usually do and go check out. This is yet another Jeff Johns book. How many things is he writing, dude?
I mean, yeah, that's... Well, is this through his imprint, right?
Yeah, this is Ghost Machine.
Yeah, so it's him and Jason
Fabok.
Fabok, yeah.
Well, that's the thing is, you'd think that more of these things would have Jeff Johns' name ahead of it, but then there would be like a co-writer.
Yeah.
No, you keep seeing all the stuff that's just Jeff Johns actually writing these books, working on his own. It's amazing.
He might just be a machine. He might just be...
He could be a ghost machine.
Could be a ghost.
It could be that somebody killed Jeff Johns.
Exactly.
We don't know it. He's working as a ghost.
There you go,
He's a wraith. He's a phantasm.
He's a specter.
He's literally a ghost machine.
He's a ghost.
No, and
Jeff Johns more like a Geist Johns.
Well, and I've heard people say that Ghost Machine, which I've not read, the actual book Ghost Machine, is even better than Geiger. And I think that's also him. This is his imprint. And there's at least one or two other books he's doing right now. And I'm going to assume he's writing all of this.
Yeah, unless he's doing this like Marvel style too. Unless he's being like, hey, here's an outline. Give me 20 pages by Friday.
The Ghost Machine method.
The Ghost Machine method, yeah.
Jeff Johns and Jason Fabok reunite for an all-new science fiction series hundreds of years from now. And this mentions Batman 3 Jokers. So remember, these guys work together at DC.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot of these kind of epic collaborations of teams that used to be at DC or Marvel happening at these... at these other companies right now, where it's like you love these creative teams, but the big two can't support them, or isn't interested in them, or whatever.
Or maybe they just want to like do their own stuff too, and just want to have like their own actual like make their own money too.
Yes, that too. But a lot of them have been run off for various reasons.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, the man known as Rook was once a simple farmer who fled the crumbling earth for a new life on the planet Exodus, a terraformed planet where all of nature, including its imported animal population, was completely controlled by humans called Wardens. But when Exodus's world engine failed... Oh, no, don't you hate it when that happens?
I know, yeah.
That means they couldn't keep the terraforming going, and they no longer had dubstep. Anyway,
that explains why Khan was so angry at Wrath of Khan.
The world engine. No more Zod and dubstep.
If I lost my dubstep, I too would grab the earwigs too.
The Warden's power fell into the wrong hands, creating chaos and mass evacuation for those who could afford it. The rest, like Rook, must scavenge for an escape vessel as the war for control of what's left of Exodus begins. That's the kind of premise. So that doesn't sound wholly original or anything, but then again, neither did Geiger, and I was in love with Geiger.
Yeah.
This is the kind of thing that looks like it would live and die by the art.
Yes. So, I mean, it might be worth checking out, too. Like, this is the first time hearing about it, too, but...
Put this in the column of stuff to consider requesting for us on the show, because I would be interested in trying that one out.
Yeah.
And quick plug for that, I haven't mentioned it yet, but if we get any super chats tonight, the top super chatter, collectively, so you can put in multiples, we'll count them all up, and the top super chatter gets to pick the book that we sample for next time, and it has to be semi-recent. So we've done stuff going all the way back to 21, which is actually tonight. Radiant Black shows to 21, and I think Geiger did too. I think. But we've done at least a couple of things that go back 3 or 4 years.
And we've exhausted our Radiant Black supply, too. We've used our backup.
Yeah, we've used our backup. I'm trying to think if I have any other backup right now. Anything else that I'm just chomping at the bit to try out.
Yeah.
I would maybe do that one, but we did Jeff Johns pretty recently.
Yeah.
So if somebody wants to request it, that's cool. But I think I would be likely to try to pick something else.
Right.
Man, we're gonna have to think about that.
I know. Yeah, we need our backup too.
Because if we don't get any takers tonight, we're gonna have to pick something.
We need our trapeze net.
And I don't have a plan for
our
this.
Super Sentai trapeze net.
I guess I could make you review recent Power Rangers.
There we go, too.
Semi-recent Power Rangers.
Exactly.
That would kind of break what we usually do.
Yeah.
Where, like, we usually sample stuff, and that's a thing, of course, I've reviewed some of before. And also, we would not start at the start.
Yeah.
So, maybe not.
It'd be like, here's the cool part, get into it.
We could do, you know what we could do?
What's that?
We could do Amy Jo Johnson's The Return.
Really?
Do you know about that?
I don't know.
So she did her own miniseries that was a total like reinvented reunion thing. Okay. So it's not set in the Boom universe, but it's like yet another version of what if you brought the original Ranger team back when they're in their 40s or 50s.
Okay, yeah.
So it's kind of like another version of Once and Always, but I mean it's very, very different from that.
Right.
I really disliked the first issue, and then I slightly turned around on it. Right. I thought it got better as it went.
Yeah. So might be worth checking out too.
Yeah, I ended up reading the whole thing. The thing I was really surprised by is how original Power Ranger formula it ended up going.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was trying to really get away from that. And then it was more that way by the end. I was kind of surprised by that.
Did you have like a co-writer with that too?
Yeah, she wrote it with her boyfriend.
Oh no, didn't. Cool. Because I know a lot of times,
whoever that guy
is. Yeah. Because I know we've talked too about how like there was that big trend a couple years ago with especially with like Keanu Reeves and Berserker, where you had like a celebrity and then like an actual comics person.
No, we talked about this last week, but that was not that sort of situation.
No,
It was more for the 30th anniversary. Certain actors in the franchise wanted to come back and do something. And they couldn't get everybody to come back for Once and Always for various reasons. And, the rumor was they just didn't offer Amy Jo Johnson enough money, but I think she was also just busy and didn't necessarily want to have to go to New Zealand.
That's fair,
that's the complicated thing is you've got to go out there for 2 weeks.
Your logistics.
She's in Canada and sometimes on shows and stuff, so
I
don't know. Birds of Prey 26, I might have mentioned that JSA 12 is tomorrow. There's a new Spider-Man Noir book, which I saw in solicitations. By the way, a little bit later I'm going to do a quick feature. I'll make it as quick as I can anyway. Where I'm going to compare the previews books for DC Connect and Marvel previews. And you guys be the judge of which of the books that we rattle off real quick through this sound appealing. Like which of these previews has the most appealing sounding books. And I bet you can guess who's likely to win out. But I want to do that as a thought exercise, Chris, to kind of really drive home my point.
Fair, that's fair.
About
Marvel v DC.
About just where Marvel's at right now and how they don't seem to have either any understanding or any interest in what their readership is about. What they actually care about. This cover's cool.
Eric Larson is wow.
Yeah, Larson's been doing a lot of stuff lately.
Yeah.
So no, that's interesting.
Andrea
Ricardo, I don't know who that is.
He's done some like stuff here and there too. I'm trying to remember what. I want to say he's done stuff with Brian Azzarello, but I could be mistaken with another artist with an Italian sounding name.
So I probably won't buy this because I didn't get the original Spider-Man Noir. If this is good, I'm interested in reading it later in digital, but I'm probably not going to actually collect this. I want somebody to explain to me, though, what Marvel's thought process is right now, because they keep doing miniseries related to properties that are getting extra media adaptation soon, but not very soon.
Yeah.
So we did last week Battleworld.
Right.
When we've got Avengers Doomsday and then Secret Wars coming out next year and the year after. Yeah. And we've got a Spider-Man Noir book months before that show comes out.
I was about to say, do we even know when that show's coming out? I know they filmed it, maybe.
And we've got a teaser.
Yeah. So
I say months. I don't think this is like around the corner or anything. Let me see if we actually have a date for that. But I mean, my point still stands. It ain't next week.
No, exactly. Yeah. Let's say if it comes out 2 years from now, technically that's months.
It won't be 2 years.
24, but it's 24 months.
I don't think. But let me see what the release date is. But I mean, it's next year sometime.
Yeah. The first question is: Spider-Man Noir really coming out? That's a good question.
Well, I mean, we have evidence that they filmed it, and it looks great. So I'm actually excited about that.
No, it'll be great. I mean, it's I'm looking forward to it, but like, it would not be impressive if it just disappeared.
No, that's right. Yeah, but we've got two things.
Yeah. We
have an actual teaser now. Right. It looks like a thing somebody was excited to make.
That's true, yeah.
Actually, a couple more things. And of course, it's an actor people like.
Yes, yeah.
And also, it's apparently supposed to drop not just on Amazon, but MGM Plus. And what the hell does MGM Plus have?
That's a good question, actually. So, yeah.
Just the fact that it's supposed to be on that tells you it will come out.
Exactly, yeah.
Right?
Make Luby Mayor proud.
X-Men Age of Revelation Overture #1. So they have already started announcing the stuff they're doing after Revelation before any of the stuff is even dropped yet. These things will sell like 5 copies each. Yeah. And they're doing like 20 books and nobody cares about any of them. No, yeah. But that crap starts tomorrow for the one of you that cares. Deadpool Wolverine 10 is tomorrow. I bet that gets canceled after 10.
Yeah.
Because they've been doing a lot of these like 10, 12 issue monthlies and then they're done. Yeah. I realize Deadpool and Wolverine are both popular, but they keep ending things prematurely for no good reason that I understand. New Avengers 5, it looks like it's Spawn week. The Spawn stuff seems to all come out the same week. Look, Gunslinger Spawn is this week. Yeah. Scorched, Salmon Twitch, and Rat City. It's Spawn week once again at your local comic shop. Star Wars 6, Adventures of Superman Book of L #2. I know nothing about this.
Yeah.
Have you heard about this?
No, I haven't.
I don't know what this is. Who is it? Philip Kennedy Johnson. Scott Goldsky is not a name I recognize. Oh. Just a lot of Superman right now.
Yeah, a lot of Superman right
now.
But
somehow we missed the first issue of that.
Yeah, I was about to say, too. I mean,
watch you go back to an old show and we
I know, we talk about it specifically. Members of Goldfish.
Red Hulk, Venom 250, because they love doing those, where they put all the numbers together so they can have a big landmark issue.
Exactly, yeah.
They've been making a big deal out of bringing Krull back. So, Krull. Null, yeah. So there he is. Mm. So have they already gotten Mary Jane out of the costume? Because I thought I read something about, I can't remember what exactly it was, but some big Venom thing happening where like it's not her, but I don't know.
Like Eddie Brock's kid is bouncing around somewhere. Yeah, I'm not even quite sure what's going on with the symbiote.
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, well, it's
with Venom. It's also convoluted.
Yeah,
I don't even care anymore.
It's just all carnage.
There's a new Spirits of Vengeance book apparently. I didn't know about that. Thundercats is tomorrow. Mm. Cheetah and Cheshire rob the Justice League #3. What the hell is that? Cheetah and Cheshire rob the Justice League. They're robbing it.
There we go.
It's a heist thing where they're gonna go rob the Justice League.
It's Greg Rucka, so
it might be cool. Yeah.
Cool with Greg Rucka and Nicola Scott. So I mean, it's got talent behind it.
Yeah, and it's got alliteration.
Yeah, that's. Take it from me, Chris Cole. There's all.
That's very important.
Yeah.
Umbrella Academy. They're still doing Umbrella Academy stuff.
Well, I mean, the show's popular.
The show was popular for a season or two. Is that even still on? I
don't even know, to be honest.
No, Chris.
Actually, you know what though? My Chemical Romance is back on tour. That's why they're doing this.
White Tiger Reborn. Weird. Yeah. Okay, so does anybody else think they did that because they thought Daredevil Reborn was popular enough because that character shows up in that, and that's why they're using the word reborn in this? Is that possible?
See, that's called synergy.
Even though they killed off that kid. Yeah, but again, the timing is always really off.
Yeah. Look, I didn't say it was good synergy.
That finished a while ago.
Yeah.
That first season. And also, that character, spoiler alert, dies.
Yeah.
If memory serves, I watched 4 episodes of that and I was out. I thought it got awful, but anyway, some people think it's fine.
I need to actually finish. I go watch the first episode.
I don't think you do.
Probably.
I mean, do it if you want to, but I think need is a strong word.
Fair enough.
So we've got the Halloween version of Free Comic Book Day, I guess this week. Are they doing it that early in the month? Because they're already soliciting all the stuff for it.
Yeah.
And they're doing mostly facsimile editions for it.
They've got a Spider-Boy.
Which is
Amalgam stuff coming back.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy they're doing facsimiles for Amalgam. Like, I thought it was crazy enough that we were getting the trades for that.
Yeah.
That they're coming back and doing the omnibuses.
Right.
But we're getting actual facsimiles now, which is funny because usually you see facsimile editions for stuff that's like more expensive and hard to get.
Yeah.
Most of those are still not worth more than $5 or $10.
Oh yeah, no, I got
so the facsimiles are going to cost you what the originals would cost you.
Yeah,
which is weird. But like Lethal Protector, that's a more high-dollar book.
Yeah.
I don't know by what. It might only be worth like $20 or $30, but it's worth more than the $5 you would pay for this.
Right.
But Spider-Boy's not, I don't think.
I was gonna say, like, I filled the gap recently, filled some gaps in my Amalgam collection just by going to like vintage stock and just go to like the dollar bin too.
So I love, because I didn't know this about you.
Yeah.
I love that you actually collect Amalgam.
Yep.
Because you played the Amalgam enthusiast in our movie. I didn't know you were actually an Amalgam guy.
Well, here's the thing. How
much of it do you have? Because I'm missing maybe 3 or 4 issues total.
I need to actually do like a count because I've got like all the ones from when they first came out with, at least for the first run. The second run,
because it was 2 years. They did the 95 set and the 96 set. Yeah.
Yeah, like the second run, I think I've filled most of the gaps too. I know, but like I've got like maybe half of those from like the first run. I've got like, Iron Lantern and Lobo the Duck for sure. And I think I may have doubled up on like Generation Hex. Or was that like a first run? I'm not sure now. I honestly need to just go through, like, pull out like a long box.
Dude,
and just say,
I cannot keep track of which ones came out first year and which ones came out second year.
Yeah.
I can't even keep track of which ones are the follow-ups for some of them.
Yeah.
Because they do, like, some of them they would do sort of pseudo-sequels to, where you'd have, like, Dark Claw and then Legends of Dark Claw, and you'd get Spider-Boy, and then you'd get, like, the Spider-Boy team-up one.
Yeah, where it was, they did, like,
They did 2 Magneto ones.
They did, yeah. Well, especially
remember that, like Magneto and the Metal Men?
Magneto and the Metal Men, yeah.
Or maybe that was the only one. I thought there was another Magneto one. I could be wrong.
I want to say maybe, but I'm not sure. But I know, too, like, they even had, like, a trading card set for a while. And that was kind of confusing because they would reference comics that didn't exist. Like, you see, Dr. Doomsday fought the X-Patrol in issue 439.
Well, see, that was a gimmick that they did in the fake letters pages.
And
that makes me wonder, I didn't know about the card set.
Yeah.
I kind of want to get my hands on that. Because I wonder how much of that stuff came from the letters pages.
I wonder, yeah. Like, I'll have to, because I've got it in, like, binder somewhere. I've got, like, most of the train cards.
Do you have those?
I do, yeah.
I've never seen that. I didn't know they made those.
They do, yeah, they did.
Was it Fleer?
I want to say Fleer, yeah, because it was around the same time as, like, all the other, like,
Well, I collected some of that stuff back then, but the 2 big competitors for non-sport were Fleer and, what, Upper Deck? And maybe there was Tops was in there, but I don't know if they did superhero.
Because I know, like, Fleer Ultra, they did all, like, the metal cards where you had,
was that Marvel Masterpieces?
I think it was Marvel Masterpieces.
See, I have most of that.
Yeah, or who's like the Hildebrand brothers, or that did the art for those too. Because I know they did like the Marvel ones, and then like the X-Men and the Spider-Man ones.
Yes.
And like the X-Men ones actually were in production before like a lot of the characters were introduced. So they had to guess what like...
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, so they had to guess what like Maverick and Albert's deals were.
I didn't know that.
And like, because I want to say like Maverick and Albert are the ones for sure that I know that they tried to do that with, where they're like, okay, we know you've got stuff in production. We've got a deadline here. What can you tell us about these guys? So, yeah, they're like, this guy's a robot Wolverine. He was created by a doctor. And, like, the information is just different enough. And I can't even, like, recall just what specific ways and what things got wrong offhand.
That's awesome.
But it was just, like, different
I didn't know any of that.
Yeah.
I haven't done collection videos in a while, but one of these days I should bring you in to do a couple of those with me.
Yeah.
Because going through some of my old stuff, you would actually know a lot about about some of that stuff, because I've never done cards, and I've got a bunch of that stuff. I've got that really cool, if memory serves, like metallic 2099 card.
Oh yeah.
There's some neat stuff like that in there, but I haven't looked at those in years.
Yeah. Well, I know one of the guys who did a lot of those. I want to say it was the Hildebrand brothers, but I'm gonna kick myself too. But they also did like all those like Star Wars stuff too.
Okay.
I just confused Star Wars and Star Trek in Captain Logan's basement.
That's all right.
I need to leave before I burst into flames.
We're talking about 100,000 things. Now, if you had done it back when I had Star Trek Club, we would have kicked you out of Star Trek Club.
Fair, yeah.
But, Captain Planet is tomorrow. I'm the only person that cares, but I've been enjoying that and reviewed the last one last week. We're finally going to get a big showdown with Captain Pollution, and it's hilarious that we've got 2 covers in a row with Captain Planet fighting Captain Pollution, but he didn't do it last issue. X-Men The Undertow. I mean, I don't know why I bother even clicking on these. They just all look terrible.
I mean, that was at least a Tim Seeley. And, Tim Seeley's a writer who I typically enjoy a lot of his stuff.
I dare you to buy it. Image, Kea number 30. I don't know what Kea is. They've got so many creator-owned things. I cannot keep track of them all. And then we've got more of these Halloween books. They're doing an X-Men 97 book.
Yeah. And
I don't know if that's a reprint of a thing they put out while the show was on, because I wasn't buying new comics at that point.
Yeah.
This says it's a prelude, but I will grab that regardless of whether it's been printed before.
Right. Arcbound, Tom Hardy's Arcbound.
Oh my god. Hey, it got to issue 6.
That's something.
Oh, and they're reprinting Godzilla Fantastic Four for the Halloween thing.
Oh,
Good on them for that.
Yeah.
That was a great standalone issue. And then they're also doing it with... So that X-Men 97 thing must have been printed already, because they're doing it with Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man also.
Yeah.
Which is funny, because that came and went. I've not seen a frame of it. I just keep forgetting about it. I didn't watch it. And I had planned on reviewing it. I didn't get a lot of requests for it.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't have a lot of people screaming at me in the comments, like, how come you haven't talked about this? Nobody seemed to care.
Yeah, it just sort of like...
I'm so curious about it. I keep forgetting it even happened.
Yeah, it like happened, it was a blip, and then it just went away, too.
Yeah, it's nuts. Hi, John. Good to see you, buddy. Thomas Lowe, you kicked people out of your club before? No, because they all knew my my rules about bringing up Star Wars in the Star Trek club, and they just didn't do it. We did have a setup, because we did that club in a few different places.
Yeah.
And there was one house where we had a particular area cordoned off as the brig.
Nice.
So if you broke rules like that, you had to go sit in the brig.
That's amazing.
I don't think we ever actually did it, but we had a certain place for it, which is pretty great. But everybody knew the protocol.
Yeah.
with that. Nicholas Bodo, maybe they did it because the character showed up in boarding. And that's what I was saying. I'm sure that's why, but it's weird that it took this long. Hayden Spring, $1.99, you should take a look at Robin and Batman. Sure, I'd be curious about that.
I mean,
If you are the only Super Chat tonight, Hayden, or you end up top Super Chatter, we will make that the thing for next week. Thanks a lot.
I mean, look, I'm always down with the Batman stuff, There's not too much with, like, a Batman in it that will turn down, too.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I think that might be... Do I have it sitting here? Or did I... No, because it was from last week.
Oh, yeah.
I want to say that it might have been a different book. Right. I think it was Robin and Batman, but it might have been some other Batman and Robin thing. No, it was Batman and Robin Year 1. Right, so that's a different thing. Yeah. I was going to say, I bought a reprint... Or I got a reprint from Batman Day of that. I thought maybe it was the same book, but it's not.
Right.
So we'll have to try that out.
Check it out too.
So I don't know if that'll be 5 or 6 super. Oh, Brayton says he already super chatted and I missed it.
Oh, hey.
Oh, dollar super chat. Hoping to get the top super chatter, but it didn't work out. So thanks, Brayden. Hayden, I thought about that because the sequel to that is coming out now. Oh, okay. Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen. Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Well,
that's the team that... Okay. Tell me if I'm right about this then, Hayden. Because isn't that not the same team that just did the Jason Todd book? Which I think is also called... Did they put Robin first in that? So is that actually a follow-up to a different thing? I didn't know that. If that's because I read and reviewed that and I loved it.
Yeah.
So is he doing the watercolor thing with that also? Because I think that's the same team. I think that was also Lemire and Wyatt. Well, let me know. I didn't know that. This is why we do this show.
Exactly. Yeah, we learn things.
Yeah, it's entirely selfish. Yeah. It's so that we can learn things. That's the whole reason we do it.
That stuff's important too. Learning is important. It's fundamental.
Austin, if you're set up and want to come in and do your segment, we're ready for you. Yeah. So we're gonna hear about Austin. Austin had a huge week last week.
Really?
He had a lot more than I did.
Yeah.
And my stuff will go quick, partly because I didn't have as many, and partly because I didn't even get to everything reading wise. Like I didn't get to Space Ghost this week, but I read most of my stuff. But I didn't have a ton.
Yeah.
So anyway, as soon as Austin comes in, he can talk about what he read from last week. And then, did you bring anything?
I did.
Oh, cool.
I brought a couple of things too.
Well, you know what? While we're waiting for Austin, why don't you just get started on your stuff?
Okay,
might as well.
This is technically a cheat because
you just brought a couple things.
Yeah, I just brought a couple things too, and they're both by the same creative team. Basically, I grabbed one. I was like, I've got this other thing. I might as well talk about that too. But this is actually a book I've had for a bit, but it's a little bit of a cheat since it's actually...
I'm sorry, I don't mean to stop you.
No, you're good.
The Jason Todd book, it was a 4-issue miniseries. I read the whole thing.
Yeah.
It was a sequel all along, and I didn't know it. That's crazy.
That's how you know it's a good series.
Where were you when I was reviewing those? You never told me this. He says it's the same team, and the sequel is about Jason instead of Dick. So the Robin and Batman... So I'm assuming that's also these oversized... pristine format things.
It's possible.
So
when'd you review it? Actually, that's the question.
What's that?
When'd you review it?
Well, I just mean I reviewed it as it came out.
Oh,
it just finished like 2 weeks ago.
Right. Oh, wow.
I've been talking about it on the show. Did you miss it when I was? I've been talking about it this whole time.
I must have missed it. You look.
No, it just finished.
I just didn't look. It might have just finished, but look,
he slept since then.
I said
not after this show.
Well, I was gonna say too. I said like 2010 was just like a couple years ago last time. So
that was great. Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. What did you bring?
So I brought, again, this is technically like a few months old at this point, but the writer's on the con circuit right now, and I don't think you can actually get this outside of the con circuit currently, just because it was a crowdfunding project that doesn't quite have a distributor yet. So this is The Imposter Syndicate.
Ooh.
So what this is, and I actually got to interview this writer too when I was still at Multiversity too, a guy named Matt D. Wilson, who may or may not have threatened to Ghost Protocol me on a podcast once.
Why?
Because he found out that
what did you do?
I just didn't buy Jen a sword. I'm not sure who here listens to the War Rock and Ajax podcast, but
I don't know what the heck you're talking about. This is all Greek to me.
So yeah,
I've never heard of
basically,
it.
so my girlfriend Jen.
I said that because Austin has a Wonder Woman shirt. See, it's Greek.
Oh,
It's
I
Greek
see what you did
It's
there.
Greek to me. Do you see what I did there?
I see what you
You
did
see it?
there, yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, carry on.
So
Fantastic.
yeah, my girlfriend Jen we've been talking. She said you should get me a sword, and it's like I'll get you a sword sooner or later. So she decides one day, he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna become a Patreon backer on one of your favorite podcasts, and I'm going to write them this big sob story saying why I need a sword." So, beginning of the episode, they start reading. It's like, okay, we've got new Patreon backers.
That sounds like Jen.
Jen.
That totally sounds like Jen.
We've got Jen Raids. Put a pin in that name. And they're like, he has not bought his partner of 4 years a sword. And they're like, Christopher, 4 years. But for the record, nope, I'm not saying anything. Not saying anything. I told her it'd be a surprise. So but
She could be watching.
she could be
Like she has nothing better to do.
She
at
has-
11:09 p.m.
Look, she has watched before, and she's like texting me during the show, be like, yeah, I like watching you look at your phone. So, but this is a book. One of the big inspirations.
It is a book.
It is a book.
It's true.
The big inspirations behind it are the Tick and Ecstatics.
Cap immediately goes for it after he hears the Tick. He's like, okay,
Yeah, the
now I'm
Tick
interested.
and
I wasn't
the
listening
Allreds,
before,
that's-
but
I gotta see what the art looks like.
Yeah. The writer is Matt D. Wilson. The artist is Rodrigo Varga. The plot
This
is
is a little Edlund-esque. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, sorry. I'm stealing your stuff.
But the plot is that it's an actor who gets a gig playing a supervillain because in this world, superheroes are big money. The problem is their villains keep dying. And so every time you see like the big cliffhanger where the villain falls off a cliff and you think they're dead, it's like, no, they actually died. They just hired an actor to replace the...
That's awesome.
And
That's
like,
a great idea.
Yeah, and the main character... So let me find the guy in like full costume here, see if I can get one. And there's like all sorts of other like sort of tropey supervillain types. Like there's a one of them is an evil like Australian bushman called Dr. Didgeridoo. But the main character is called the Bonobo, who's like a giant ape man. And so he like the guy, he's like, I'm here for an acting gig, and it's like, cool, put on this ape suit. And yeah, so yeah, it's a lot
Bonobos are just always evil too, apparently. That's just a thing.
Exactly, yeah. Look, that's how you make money in comics. You just have a big ape guy.
Exactly. Well, that's like the new reboot, Planet of the Apes. All the evil apes are bonobos. It's a weird thing. Bonobos are just evil.
They're just evil. Look as but yeah, this is technically like the first 2 issues. This is also another Zoop book. Then there's another book by the same creative team that I did want to like bring up called Everything Will Be Okay, where
That looks already well read.
yeah, I mean, here's the thing. This is from like 2018.
Do you run your comics over with your car?
A little bit,
Is
yeah.
that no? Okay.
That's you gotta make them. You gotta show them who's boss. But one was a Zoop book. The first was a Kickstarter book, and part of it was because I guess Zoop apparently helps with like distribution and advertising, stuff like that too. Like I get emails from them like every couple of days. But no, this creative team also worked on this other book, which the setup for this is it's a disaster movie where every disaster happens all at once. So it's about Earth where like there's there's asteroids and earthquakes and kaiju are fighting on the planet, so they get on.
I was going to say, isn't that just the premise of The Day After Tomorrow?
Pretty much, yeah. So then they get on like this giant spaceship to leave and find another planet, but then like a bacteria gets on the planet and they all get infected, start turning to zombies. And eventually, like, Armageddon happens, the universe ends, and everything reboots.
Why are you always reading more interesting sounding things than what I'm reading?
I mean, look, this is from, like, 2018, so... At least I think so.
So, like, yes, last Thursday, if you're
last
Chris?
Thursday, basically, you know. I mean, let's be honest, 2012 was just, like,
Back
5
to
years
his
ago,
point,
right?
2010 was a couple of years ago.
I still don't believe that it's been 5 years since 2020. That's all just one big, long year, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
But yeah, again, these are both by Rodrigo Varga and Matt D. Wilson, and this is a completed series. This is actually available on like Comixology, and I believe the guy's got a Gumroad that he sells the stuff from too. So, and this it was available at Rose City. If you were in like if you were going to Rose City Comic Con, you could have got it there, but
Here, can I take pictures of these?
absolutely.
So I can look these up later.
Yeah.
I must remember them for later. They are tick.
They are tick, yeah.
Yeah, well, this Everything Will Be Okay book just sounds like a cool premise.
It is, yeah.
It sounds like The Day After Tomorrow if it was good.
And again, like, the art is just sort of, like, cartoony enough. Like, you're right, very Edlin-esque.
Yeah.
But, like, the stuff that they're
even that one's kind of Edlin-esque?
a little bit. I mean...
So you just like all the stuff I like then?
Pretty much, yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
All right. Except, you like the stuff I like, except you find it and I don't. That's what we're discovering
I
here.
am just turbulently online. This stuff finds me. So...
Yeah, kind of, except it's got more...
It's more of a sci-fi.
Well, it's got more manga kind of roots.
Yeah.
Like, the faces are real manga.
Right.
So I see art like this, and I start thinking I'm supposed to flip the other direction.
The guy who writes this, too, has written a book series. I mean, he's done, like, a lot of indie stuff, too, but he wrote a book series called The Supervillain Field Manual, and he would, like, go to cons in, like, this purple Doctor Doom costume. I forget the name of his like supervillain identity, but yeah, he's like, it is I, the supervillain. I forced Matt D. Wilson to write these books for me, and he would do that at cons too. It's kind of amazing. So,
That's hilarious.
That's why I got.
I'm going to have to go to a con with you at some point, because I know it will be a completely different experience than what happens when I go on my own.
Yeah.
I just know it.
Well, you know, my thing, too, is I always try to go for, like, Artist Alley and find, like, the folks who are just... That's where you find the interesting stuff.
Yeah.
The guys who maybe have, like, 2 people at their table. The guy's like, hey, do you charge extra for an autograph? And they're like, no. It's like, all right, that's what I'm going to.
Well, that's what I do with sketch covers.
Yeah, exactly.
And I have bought books like that in the past, but it's
Yeah.
been a little while. Austin, thanks for being patient with us, man. Tell us.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks for go ahead and laying out the stuff that you brought.
Thank you.
Both of those sound great. I would read those.
Yeah.
Austin, tell us what you bought and read for last week. I know you had a real big week.
I did, yeah. I have 10 books. And I'm not sure, actually. Do we have any crossover material this week?
We have a couple things. We have at least one. You bought Twilight Zone, yeah?
Yeah.
I have Twilight Zone.
Okay, I can end with that.
We can talk about that together. But I don't think we have any other crossover.
Yeah, because at first I was thinking we didn't have any, but then I was like, oh, I think Kat bought Twilight Zone.
I mean, I need to start buying
I'll
Wonder Woman. I know, or Absolute Wonder Woman. I know you bought that. I bought the. I bought a first printing of the first issue. I got my hands on that finally, but I didn't buy. I haven't bought 12 yet because I haven't been collecting those. So I will eventually catch up and get those. But
you're gonna have to catch up. Batman's in this month's issue, so
yeah, I know about that, and I'm gonna start on 13, and then go.
Oh,
back
okay, so you're just gonna jump
and
forward.
Get the rest of it, yeah. I will start finally pulling that one. But anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Cool. Yeah. So my first book is News from the Fallout. which is an Image original book. Oh, sorry, it's issue 4. I didn't specify what issue. This was one I think I had like a more medium-sized week, and then I kind of looked to see what was around and picked up a couple of new things. So, News from the Fallout, I started reading. I read the first 4 issues over the last week, and it's like a 1940s zombie book, and all the artwork is done like this cover, where it's all like shadowed out. So it's really interesting to look at. It's also got pretty different zombies in that they don't bite you. Their heads like explode into little mushroom clouds that infect you.
Oh, crazy.
So it's more of like a yeah.
So are they like
Yeah.
bees, where like when they sting you, they die?
Pretty much, yeah.
Because I would think once
actually,
their heads exploded, they couldn't keep going. Or do they grow
well,
back?
I was gonna say,
They pop back.
well, I'm not sure because there is like a ton of them at the beginning, so maybe like they can infect you a different way, and they just haven't shown it yet. But that's kind of like the main way we've seen them infect people so far is through like gas, because they were themselves created by this like crazy general who was doing a nuclear test, and it turned everybody into zombies.
Dude,
as
I will
it
check
does.
that out because I am apparently obsessed with zombies.
Yeah, you are obsessed with zombies. Yeah.
Apparently.
You've got them on the brains.
Ooh. In fact, I might be writing something zombie related very soon.
Oh my goodness.
I know, and I've never done it. I've threatened it forever. I actually have a couple of big zombie ideas right now for things I want to do, but Chris and I are working up a thing.
Yeah. We'll sign.
Yeah, for
Everybody
sure,
sign
that's awesome.
your NDAs after the stream.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
That's great. Yeah, so that's that one. Next, I have Good as Dead #1, which is my biggest book of the month. Actually, no, it would be my biggest book of the month because it was like 50-something pages.
Oh, I don't know what you
so
meant
not
by
just
big. You mean like literally big?
Like literally, yeah.
Literally, like it's a huge issue.
What's it called?
Good as Dead, #1. That's another Image Skybound book, and that one's kind of setting everything in place so far in the first issue. But it's pretty interesting. It's like a little small town on the border, and it's this kind of mystery going on where there's this bridge that connects Canada and the U.S. on this little border town, and this guy pulls up on the bridge and he lights himself on fire, and everyone's like, "Whoa, what's going on with that?" And it happens the day before they're building a new bridge. So the original bridge was owned by the mob, basically, and they build this new bridge so that it's not controlled by the mob, and they're kind of trying to, get organized crime out of there. And then the first day they cut the ribbon, everybody goes on the bridge and it collapses, and there's like hundreds of people that die. So they're trying to figure out what's going on with that.
Because these were people who died.
Yeah,
Exactly. A lot of people who died.
Or they had like some sort of squad that they could send on maybe suicide missions.
Exactly. So yeah, you have a lot of it's a small town, so you have a lot of all the characters are connected through different ways and drama through that. But it's pretty interesting so far.
It sounds like a thing you could really relate to, Austin.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I was kind of confused because the town it's called Port Linden, which is a real place, but it's spelled with an I in the book and it's spelled with a Y. Oh, sorry, reverse. No, that is right. It's spelled with an I in the book and a Y in real life.
Weird.
And
so is it a mistake or is it?
I don't know. I'm like,
made up play. And then if you're gonna do a made up place, call it something made up.
I was gonna say usually.
Yeah,
that's
no.
the
So
opposite.
that I'm not sure.
Usually it's the opposite in comics too. That if a word is spelled with an I in real life, that's when you put in the Y in comics too.
That's what threw me off. Is for a second I'm like, wait a minute, that can't be right. It's got to be Y in the book. No, it's Y in real life.
We've
Okay.
not learned anything from the 90s.
So one of two things happen: either the writer has never been to Canada, or the letterer has never been to Canada.
Yeah, exactly. That or they went, okay, we need a made-up town but like we have a very specific town that it's based off of. So just change one letter so that you know.
Okay, next time change the first or the last letter, and then it might be clearer that it's not a typo. If you just make an I a Y.
We're gonna set. Our
So I don't know. I have no
Here,
idea.
how about we set our comic in Kansas City, but Kansas is spelled Kansys.
Kansas
City.
Exactly. It's beautiful.
That's where all the Kansasians live.
My next book is Mr. Terrific Year 1, number 5, is it? No, yeah, it's 5 at this point. Okay.
Was this issue a lot of fun?
What?
Well, you say that, Chris, but this issue does have a I'm goddamn Mr. Terrific drop in it. So like this is very clearly Superman has just come out and I've seen it, and I'm gonna put like a little reference in my book.
Yeah.
I did not get your song reference for a second. Yeah. Now I know what we're talking about.
That song's gonna be stuck in all of our heads for the next week.
By the way, I got my copy finally.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna show this to my family on Saturday because my wife hasn't seen it yet, and because some of the kids haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
So.
Nice. That's awesome. And then they will see I'm goddamn Mr. Terrific.
They
just
will.
like in this book.
Yeah. Yeah, we put that last Saturday. I went to Jen's brother's house for D&D, and we put that out before we started playing too. Like, we were all saying like, "Yeah, we're gonna start gaming in a second now," but goddamn, Mr. Terrific.
And they'll see it's spheres, not circles.
Sphere.
Exactly.
Circles are flat.
So in the last issue, the kind of henchman character that the main villain has is like, hey, this is the guy that's Mr. Terrific, and the main villain's like, clearly it's not, you're dumb. So the henchman's like, well, whatever, I'm just gonna kill you. So he shows up in this issue to kill the main villain, and Mr. Terrific and Black Lightning show up to stop that from happening. And it's kind of Mr. Terrific's big, like, okay, now I am a superhero, like I'm just kind of owning this is what I'm gonna do now moment. So for that was pretty cool. My next book is Void Rivals number 23.
We've got so much catching up to do,
I know,
Chris.
right? Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So much has happened.
Now he's gonna spoil everything. Actually, watch this. He's gonna give us a really cryptic plot synopsis, and they're gonna be so far into that book, it's not even gonna sound like the same book.
Yeah,
We're gonna be like, what the hell is he even talking about?
I mean, yeah, you say that. There are things that I could say from issue 23 that you'd be like, whoa, okay. Like, that happened.
Blow our minds, man. Just.
Well, the big thing is that Skuxoid, the pigman, who is living in a ship where everyone is Skuxoid, the pigman, and they chop him up into 6 pieces to make more of him. Just lots of stuff going on with that.
I didn't expect that. All right.
No. And they were kind of continuing the overall like big major plot between both civilizations, and there's like a little bit of a twist by the end of what's going on with that. And yeah, that's Void Rivals. I'm interested to see where that's gonna go, moving forward.
Yeah, because they're almost.
Because it seemed like it was
2 year mark, just like Transformers. They're real close to that 24.
Yeah, exactly. When it seemed like last issue, like, oh, like I don't even know how this could keep moving, like by where we're at, and then with where we get at the end of this one, it's like, oh, okay. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, but like, does it have to like repeat now? Like, I don't know what's gonna happen.
So is Kirkman planning to keep doing that and Transformers simultaneously?
As far as I know, yeah, there's been no talks of it ending or swapping writers.
Crazy.
Yeah, exactly. So
because I don't think that's the only stuff he's writing right now either. I don't know what, but I'm pretty sure he's got other creator-owned stuff happening.
Yeah. He does. Yeah, I know he has that new fantasy book coming out.
Well, didn't it start? Did we talk about that last week, or it came out?
I think
came out last week.
I think my issue of Void Rivals, everything's such a blur, but I think it was that that had like a little ad for it where it was
So,
like the first 8 pages or whatever. So I'm not sure if
No,
it's...
it definitely came out because I listened to a
Okay.
review this last week of new stuff from last week that brought it up. I'm remembering this
Oh,
now.
okay.
Anyway.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it must have come out last week.
The saddest thing, though, about Void Rivals 23 is that the letters page is just Kirkman complaining that it's selling super well, and he only had 1 letter to print this issue. So that's sad.
Oh,
But
weird. There's nobody's writing.
yeah, at the end so at the end he's just like, "Hey, I don't care if you send like hate mail, I will print it." If you've ever wanted a letter printed in a comic, write to this one. It will be printed.
That makes me wonder how much other books are having issues with that, like even
Yeah.
popular ones. If just people don't care to send letters anymore, or if it's just too archaic of a thing where it's like, obviously you don't have to send physical snail mail anymore, but when people are like, well, if I want to talk directly to the writer of this book, I'm going to send him a tweet, damn it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's a big part of
Tag
it.
him on TikTok.
Honestly. Yeah, because most of my books don't have letters pages, but every Skybound book I've read has letters pages. So that's clearly something that he just really likes, and I like it too. Like, I'm glad that he does that.
Yeah.
But
Well, I think Image in general does them because still, I mean, I'm not reading a ton of Image, so I don't know if I'm right about that. But like, we're talking about Radiant Black later, and it has them.
Yeah, it
it
could
has
also
a
just be like
great
an
name
Image
for its
thing,
letters
too.
page too, because this letter page is called Blackmail.
That's
That's
good.
that's
That's good, yeah.
fantastic.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, I read the trade of that too, so I didn't see those.
Yeah, I read singles and digital.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, remember back when they did this all the way like back in the '90s too, where if you got a letter print in like a letters column or on a letters page, they would put like your actual address too. And like they
Yeah,
used
it's weird. It's weird to think about that.
This is before doxing.
yeah, before doxing, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny too because like even watch like
It's like, wait a minute.
yeah,
Why did they do that?
exactly.
Why
yeah.
would anyone else need to know your like? What's the full address?
It was the full address, yeah, and like they would. This was a common thing too, because
You think it would just be like Des Moines, Iowa?
yeah, and it's like nope, this is from 17 Main Street, and like
I don't think I've seen it that specific. I've definitely seen, you're from this city or whatever.
yeah,
but
like it's funny.
your full address is nuts.
I know part of it too is this was in like
Just in case you want to send them hate mail about their hate mail.
you know,
About
are
their-
you mad about their
with their
opinions?
letters.
Show up at their house
Here's
and tell
their
them.
full address, or maybe you loved their letter and you just want to send them free Girl Scout cookies.
You
like,
know. Oh, in that case, my address is my.
yeah, because those are like $8 a box now.
I know, right?
Send me Girl Scout
If
cookies.
you have any of those old thanks-a-lots they discontinued, those are my jam.
Well, it depends on how old.
Well,
Sounds gross,
it's
dude.
aged to
You send
perfection.
me your old cookies.
Old cookie. It's like a fine wine. It's
It's not though. It's
not.
really not.
well,
No,
but it's.
not
That's
at
not how
all.
cookies work.
But I was gonna say it was funny because I'm the
This
kind
is
of nerd.
my favorite conversation in a while.
But I was gonna say too, like, because I'm the kind of nerd who will go back and watch like old Ed Sullivan's. Even on
You're the kind of nerd that eats old Girl
Each
Scout
old cookie, exactly, yeah. But a lot of TV shows too, they would do that where they'd be like, "We have a letter from Bob Smith at 325 North Avenue," and I think part of it too was like in the fan club.
They
days.
did it in Cartoon Planet, making fun of that.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I think
yeah.
they were probably made up addresses most of the time.
Yeah. But I think part of it too was like for like fan clubs where you could do like fan mail and stuff like that too, and be pen pals or whatever.
Oh.
But it's still so weird too.
Yeah.
Like I was the old like Green Goblin comics, like the Phil Urich ones from the 90s. If you go back to Marvel Unlimited, I'm pretty sure they have like the actual addresses of folks who wrote in back in like 1995.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So if you want to find like Steve Smith's home address, 30 some years ago, I've got.
Well,
great
imagine,
news.
that's how you get doxxed. Like now, somebody finds your
Exactly,
address
yeah.
from like an old. thing like that.
That would be just terrible. Get swatted because of the Phil York Green Goblin.
You used to just change the locks. Now you have to move.
You have to move.
You
Yeah.
gotta find another house.
Yeah.
Austin, what else do you have, man?
Well, speaking of people getting mad at fan mail, because my next issue has a letter in its letters page that is like, hey, by the way, your last issue had this letter that I hated, and I'm going to respond to that letter.
Could you please give me that man's address?
I just want to talk with him. That's all.
Exactly. So when you specifically brought that up, I'm like, oh, that's perfect. That's my next book.
We got you.
That's that. Which is Invisible Man #2, where they complained about a letter printed in one of the Mummy issues. Because since it's only on issue 2, they're still printing letters from the Skybound Mummy book. But that was quite amusing. Invisible Man #2, if there's one thing I can say to sell it, is that this issue is about two scientists working in a lab together. Not like together, like they just have a lab, and they're each doing their own thing. And one of them gets a ape to experiment on, just to make the other one mad. And the other one, who of course is the Invisible Man, is so mad that this other scientist got this chimp in the lab that he starts wearing the Invisible Man goggles so that the ape can't see into his eyes and doesn't know, like, it can't tell if he's, you know, like a threat or not. He's like, yeah, this ape can't look in my eyes and know what I'm up to. It's so bizarre and funny, and he's completely insane. And it's wonderful. And it ends with a fight between a chimp and an invisible cat.
I can't believe how petty that is. It's really funny.
I'm gonna say these.
Oh, it's super petty. It's hilarious.
Books, yeah, these Universal books have been on my list for like so long. I've been meaning to pick them up. And it's because of that. That just like, I gotta get back in my game, man. I gotta get.
Oh yeah, they're all wonderful. This one specifically, I think I said it last time because I know I talked about the first issue, but Tinian's take on the Invisible Man is just like Lee Ditko, Peter Parker.
That's amazing.
Where he just walks around being like, oh, everybody's slighting me. And you have, because back then you had those old, those moments where he would be thinking about a character where he's like, oh, you know, this character's being a jerk to me. And he would think about them, and it would be like, you know, I don't know, some dream sequence where he's like, oh, like they're going to figure out I'm Spider-Man or whatever. Here, it's exactly that, except he will just fantasize about him being invisible, killing the person he's talking to.
Yeah, because like those old Lee Ditko, like Spider-Mans, you just all of a sudden have... I mean, you can see like Lee Ditko fighting on the page over how to characterize Peter Parker. Because it's Peter Parker.
Exactly.
Like, you know, Mysterio could murder Flash Gordon for me. And the dialogue is like, I should be thinking this. And like the actual picture is just Peter Parker with, you know, the most sadistic grin you've ever seen in a panel.
Why would he murder Flash Gordon?
Because he hates that show.
Because he's the savior of the universe.
He keeps going to the theater and they keep playing Flash Gordon, and he's like, I don't want to watch this. I want to watch the movie I paid for.
I'm a Buck Rogers man.
You know,
they're slating me.
I'm ready for this Mary Jane Venom nonsense to be over so that Flash Gordon can get the symbiote back.
That's what, yes.
100%.
For sure. We just need Terry the Pirates to come back, too.
But yeah, super petty, vengeful Invisible Man sounds fantastic.
Yeah, and it's this thing where Tinian is a very different take than how I see the Invisible Man, but like I'm very with what his idea is, where I'm like, oh, your take's very interesting. Like it's not how I see it.
Cover of the week is a Tinian book.
That's right. Yeah.
See,
cool.
It always connects up.
Just connects.
Yeah, exactly. My next book is one that I have not liked so far, but this issue was okay. It was Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe #3. This issue was just Godzilla fighting the X-Men, and nobody said anything cringy.
Mm-hmm.
Godzilla just fought the X-Men, and I was like, yep.
That's exactly
this is what I'm here for.
I like the...
I'm trying to find the cover for this. It's not It's not coming here.
Yeah, I do like the.
Oh, weird.
I got it.
I mean, I do kind of like the Godzilla Iron Man suit there too. That's.
Yeah, and I heard about that, but I haven't seen it in the book yet, so I don't know if that's in a later issue.
It looks like a
'cause
variant cover,
this-
maybe.
Yeah.
Well, it could be that too, because issue 2 had like a Venomized Godzilla was the main cover, and then there's a bit where he fights Venom, and the suit starts to jump out onto Godzilla, and then Spider-Man's like, "Nope, that's a bad idea," and he webs it away. And I was
Chris,
like,
you gotta
"Oh,
stop commenting on things before I put it on the screen, okay?
I just saw it and thought, you know. I just got excited. That's all.
But yeah, this third issue, nothing. Like I said, nothing really annoying happens. It's just he fights the X-Men. There's a thing where Wolverine jumps on Godzilla and starts stabbing him, and he's like, he's he's too thick. Like I can't get anywhere with this guy, and he heals really quick.
So he
Just a
goes,
dumb-
so he goes
And-
inside, and then he tries to get him from the inside. Like, skin thickness is the same on the outside as it is on the inside.
Well, that's exactly what I was thinking of. But then Magneto shows up and he's like, Wolverine, that's because you're stupid. And then he uses his powers to pick up Wolverine and spin him really fast. And he drills him through Godzilla's chest.
So how is this not the book of the? How is this not like 10 times Eisner Award winning?
Yeah,
That's what I mean. Like, I'm like,
this
this issue's finally
It sounds like
picking
this should be your
up.
pick of the week
Exactly.
here, Austin.
I'm like, yeah, exactly. No, this issue finally picked up. It also has this really bizarre moment at the beginning. So last issue, Doctor Strange put Godzilla into the astral plane, and then at the beginning of this issue, he's floating around just Doctor Strange shapes, which isn't really what the astral plane is. But then Dormammu's like, "Ooh, you're in my domain. I'm mad. Get out of the astral plane." And I'm like, "That's not at all how that works, but whatever." But
That's the
Dormammu
actual
walks up.
dialogue too.
Pretty much. Dormammu walks up to Godzilla, and he's like, "You get out of here!" And Godzilla just punches him in the face.
See, you said
So that was also pretty
You said
funny.
this book was just okay, but everything you're describing sounds like the best thing.
Oh, it's got some amazing moments. This issue, I will give it that. And they set up at the end, Black Panther's going to give Hulk Pym particles, and he's got giant vibranium, basically like the Planet Hulk weapons, like the big hammer and axe.
Yeah.
And he's like, now you're going to go fight Godzilla. So that's going to happen next issue. So maybe he'll get the Iron Man armor then. Maybe it'll be like a Hulkbuster thing.
Yeah.
Or maybe that will never happen, and it was just a cover.
It's just it gets our hopes up.
That's probably what it is, but you never know.
Look, you got action figures to sell, man. I mean, if
Exactly.
Toys were still around, you better
You got
believe it.
giant ass pop figures. to sell.
Exactly.
Oh, 100%. My next book is Escape #2. So this is Rick Remender's new book. This is a World War II thing, but they're all animals, like anthropomorphized animals. So our main character is a dog, and all the Nazis are bats and things like that.
Oh, weird.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Bat Nazis.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much. Yeah, so this issue, because in the first issue, our main character, Milton, he and his team get shot down in a plane, and this issue is a flashback to how he joined the war, and we find out, he's just like a pilot who just was like, I like freedom, and, who cares about, like, the war happening over there? It's none of my business. I'm over here free. And he meets this woman that's like, no, you should care about this. And they both fall in love, and they start a family, and finally he realizes, like, okay, the war is starting to get closer and closer to us. I should probably get involved. And so now we're back here where he's in the, basically in the middle of enemy territory on his own. He has a pistol with 6 bullets, and he has to blow up, like, their main cannon thing to help win the war. But, yeah, this book's really fantastic. Like, this so far is probably the best book I'm picking up right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
That's high praise.
You can
I should try
tell.
that out.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, you can
Somebody
tell it's something
request
that's
it
very
when there's a whole
personal to him.
trade. I'm sorry, what?
I was saying you can tell it was like a very personal thing. And then in like his letter at the end of issue 1, he talks about how like his grandfather, went to the war and was one of those people that like didn't really come back. And you can tell that it's like something he's thought about a lot and was like, I kind of want to make a story about that.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really good. One of my other better books of this week is Absolute Wonder Woman number 13. I think we're at.
No, we're at 12.
Sorry. Okay, we're at 12. Oh, that's right, because 13 is the Batman one.
13 hasn't
It's so
started
small on my
yet.
phone, I can't
Yeah.
see the number. That's right. That's right.
'Cause
Yeah,
that's
so
where
this
we're
is
at
the
with Batman
end.
too.
Yeah.
They're both the same numbers.
True, yeah, because they're not far off at all. Yeah, I always think that those two and Superman are at the same, but Superman's one behind. Yeah, so Absolute Wonder Woman just finished its third arc, and the way she deals with the villain at the end of it is really cool and very different to what I thought was going to happen. We're also like really pushing things forward in terms of introducing new characters.
I've heard that there's a slight tease for Absolute Aquaman.
Kind of, yeah. The main villain is an Atlantean, and she's got a trident in
I heard about that
in the last
too,
couple
yeah.
issues. Yeah, so like we're kind of setting up things with that. It also looks like going into 13, the thing that's going to tie them together is they set up Absolute Zatanna.
Weird.
So yeah. So that should be cool. I'm excited to see whatever they do with that.
They've been real unpredictable about the order that these characters are coming up.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it popped up, I was like, "Oh, she's getting an absolute." Well, she's probably not getting her own book yet, but
they're doing a really good job
that's so cool.
surprising us every time they introduce a new character. You're like, okay, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
Like whether they get their own book or not, like the Ra's al Ghul thing, like last place you'd expect that.
Yeah.
Last character
Yeah.
you'd expect that early.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and there's another big Wonder Woman like mythology thing. I was kind of surprised we were getting to, just based on the book so far. So definitely a book that's going all sorts of twisty turn, windy road areas. Next, my second last book is Creepshow number 1. So this is volume 4 of Skybound's Creepshow. And I haven't read the other ones. I'm just gonna pick them up and trade because there's already like 15 issues of those, I think, already.
So what issue is that?
So this is number 1 of volume 4 because it's not like all one ongoing. They just do it in kind of like I think 5-issue chunks. And if you're looking for the cover, it's like the
found it.
creeper at a. Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah. Like a laundromat. Yeah. So this one, I guess
I think I found it. Anyway, moving right along.
yeah. So I guess the format with this book is that it has 2 stories because it's going off of the kind of like old EC comic stuff, and the creeper's telling you 2 different stories per issue. So the first one is all about a woman who is like a very attractive lady who goes to a party and marries like a 95-year-old man in a wheelchair because she wants his money. And then the big, crazy twist is that he's actually like some sort of shape-shifting creature and he eats her and becomes her. And it's like, oh, wild. And then the second story is like your classic person goes into a new area and somebody says, hey, don't go over there. And then he does. And shenanigans ensue. And the reveal...
What does this button do?
Yeah, exactly. And the reveal for that one like really got me. It was like pretty gory and crazy. But that book was really fun. It's I think they do a really good job of capturing that old kind of EC vibe. and having stories that aren't super deep but are just kind of like enjoyable, and they throw you like your curveball in. And
Are those
then my
oversized
last
to give you more pages for the story?
no, they're just all both shorter
Oh
stories.
wow, okay, cool.
Yeah, like I think the first story was maybe like 12 pages and the second one was 8, I think, like something like that. But yeah, and then my last book of the week was the Twilight Zone.
Which I also bought, so we can talk about that together.
Yeah, exactly. How did you like Twilight Zone #1, Cap?
So just to set this up for folks that don't know what they're doing with this, and I don't know how many
Mhm.
issues this is supposed to be, because I think they're doing it as a mini, even though it's an anthology thing, and they could go longer if they wanted to. Maybe they'll make more if it does well, because IDW has a long history of that, right? Like Back to the Future was supposed to be a miniseries, then it turned into an ongoing.
Yeah, and they have a creative teams listed for 5 issues at the end of this issue, so
Yeah.
they're at least doing 5.
Yeah.
And I think it was solicited as just a 5.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not sure if I'm right about that. But anyway, so the first issue is so again, these are all standalone, and it's Dan Waters with Morgan Beam on art, and it's real, like sketchy, kind of minimalist throwback art, and it's all black and white as it should be for the Twilight Zone, and it's real, just kind of funky and disturbing, real exaggerated kind of amorphous faces. Austin, I liked the premise with this, and I like the ending a lot. My main complaint, and it's a real classic Twilight Zone premise. I think it's a little on the nose thematically. The idea is you've got this guy. It's kind of a classic Fountain of Youth story, and you have this really rich billionaire, and so it still looks like the '60s, which means your $1 billion goes even a lot farther than it would now.
Look at the exchange rate there.
And this guy wants to become immortal at any cost, and his company has figured out a serum that they think will potentially stop the aging process, and he insists on being patient zero, so he gets them to inject him with it, even though his scientists tell him we really shouldn't do that, of course. But he's like Green Goblin, so he does it, and he gets injected, and then he goes into like a stupor or a coma, and when he comes out, everybody around him are these blank faces. And so you have literally everybody is on this island that he goes to. Everybody's losing their faces. And so it makes him immortal, but the virus that he gets goes out into the air and affects all the people in this way. And so the big question, of course, is whether he's going to leave the island and go infect everybody else or not. And so it's literally his making everyone else lose their humanity in order to preserve his own. It's a good idea, Austin. It's a little on the nose. And my other issue with it is it just needs more pages. I wish it was like even 26 or 28 would have fleshed this out a little bit. I thought, like, I don't even think it ends abruptly. I think it's just a pacing thing where, like, it doesn't feel like a half an hour of television like it ought to. It feels like it needs. It's sort of like the EC throwback stories you were talking about. It feels like it could use a second story in the issue. It felt like too short of a story to support the page length and the cover price.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. I would say, my biggest issue is I wish it was a oversized. Just because it does, because I agree with like what you said, in that I really like the beginning, I really like the ending, and then I wish there was a little bit more in the middle. So, like in that way, like I think it should have been a longer issue. But outside of that, like I did like the story. It doesn't really bother me as much that it's like on the nose. Like that was just kind of whatever. It was fine. But yeah, I thought it was an enjoyable issue, but definitely could have been longer and more fleshed out. I'm interested to see though, how the rest of these go, especially because this is the only one that's a writer and an artist. The other ones are all just writer artist, like one person working on it. So I'm interested to see what those other ones look like.
Now,
And it looks like issue 2 is like a in space thing as well. So like we might also be getting bigger than that show did.
Well, that show would do space episodes too. Like they do like little bottle things where it all takes place on like a soundstage planet or like in a spaceship.
like there's that one where they go to the planet and it's like, oh well, your name's Eve. Well, my name's Adam.
I've never seen that one, but I've heard about that.
Yeah. I was gonna ask too, are there ads in that issue? Because it looks like the ads they do have are black and white as well.
No.
Oh,
No, they didn't do that.
okay. Because at least like I saw the back.
And it's
cover.
IDW. IDW almost never has ads.
Oh, okay. I just saw like the Sleepy Hollow thing on the back there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
nice.
that's also black. Yeah, I guess they made the whole thing black and white. No, you're right. Like the ads that they have for their books in the back are all in black and white.
Yeah, and the Sleepy Hollow thing is weird because they're making a sequel comic to the Tim Burton movie, which feels very random now. But I might pick that up because I like that movie quite a bit.
For what?
So I might check it out. That Return to Sleepy Hollow book. That's a sequel to the Tim Burton movie.
Is it really? That is weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because when I saw it, I was like, is this supposed to be the Tim Burton movie? Because it kind of looks like it, and like the font looks the same. And I was just kind of flipping through it, and I'm like, it does seem like it. And then at the end, it's like, the big kind of, this is the cover page, and at the bottom, it's like, like a brand new sequel to the Tim Burton film. And I'm like, oh, that's so weird.
But yeah, Chris, I guess it's kind of cool that the whole thing is in black and white like that. I didn't even think about it, but I guess I look at it a little bit more like, I mean, that's a good way to save money. Like,
that's true too.
I don't know. Like, I didn't think anything of that. Like, that's cool stylistically. They just make the whole thing black and white.
Yeah.
It would be kind of weird to print a whole black and white comic and then all the ads in the back are in color.
Right.
But then we get a lot of black and white. I've never thought about this. Like, Image, of course, will sometimes print black and white books.
Yeah.
If they have ads in the back, are they in color? I don't know. I've never even thought about that.
I mean, I guess like.
Well, that's what my news from the Fallout book. Like that's basically a black and white. Not basically, it is a black and white book, but it's not black and white like this is, because that's more just things are made out of shadows. Like it's even more stylistic. But all the ads at the end of that are in color. So.
Okay.
But I didn't think about it in that way.
So I guess it's a real choice then.
Yeah. I was gonna say, even like Walking Dead, like that's a black and white book, but the covers were full color, and a lot of that back matter was kind of full color too, if I remember right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess you got to give them that.
Yeah.
That's an actual style choice. That's cool.
Yeah.
Because they're like, if you're looking at that on TV in the 50s, in the early 60s, all the ads would be in black and white. But it would hit me more if you had ads in the middle of the book.
Yeah.
Which IDW just doesn't do.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that maybe could have been something that you could do, like to structure it as well. Like a TV show.
Give us acts, and it'd be cool to have fake ones.
Oh, for sure.
Put some like Charles Atlas parodies too.
Or like, yeah, or like the old fruit pie ads.
Yes.
Rod Sterling's like, I love this
Sterling's
fruit pie.
Imagine, if you will, a hostess pie.
Imagine, if you will, this delicious fruit pie that I'm devouring.
So wait for your approval.
I have entered the snacking zone.
But yeah, I'll probably get the rest of those, Austin.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with it. Like I said, not perfect, but pretty solid.
It felt pretty authentic to that show. Like, it could have been an episode, certainly.
Well, I was very curious to see how they would do the like narrator thing. Like if they would have, like a Rod Serling or something like that kind of is on panel, like a Crypt Keeper or something, but they just do it as narration boxes, and I thought, that still felt really authentic to what that show was. Oh, and the last page is fantastic.
It's a Dan Waters book too. I forgot that he
Yeah,
was
I
doing
mentioned
the
that
first. Yeah,
at the start.
Yeah.
Well, Austin, I forgot about this, but they do a nod to Serling because when they do the narration at the beginning, they have a shot behind a man with a cigarette who's sitting in a chair watching the helicopter that the main character is coming down on. I think that's supposed to be Serling.
Oh,
So I think
I
he
didn't think of it like that way.
is in the book, but I didn't either until you said that, and then I went back and looked at it. And I was like, not the man with a cigarette. That's Serling.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wonder if that's maybe something I would have picked up when we get to an issue 2, if it also does something like that, where it's like, just reading this here, it just feels like a part of the story, and then if it kept happening, like, oh, okay, this is a very intentional choice.
Yeah, he doesn't come back at the end, but then it would be weird if he did, because he wouldn't have a face. Because if he's on that island, he'd be missing his face.
Well, it would be even better if it's that helicopter shot going into the Twilight Zone logo, but just a man smoking in the foreground.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. But yeah, those are all my tens and tens of issues this week. So it was a big one for me. But a lot of cool
things
stuff
next week, Austin. I'm trying not to make this a 4-hour show.
Well, that's my issue. Is next week I think I have quite a few things, and a lot of them are oversized. So I'm like, oh
good.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the big one I have to throw out. Actually, no, it's not next week. It's the week after. But my most anticipated book of October is DC's Satanic Panic, because I have to buy that just for the title and principle.
I accidentally skipped it. That's in the solicitations for next week. I don't know.
So it is.
I think it's next week.
Okay.
I don't know how I didn't mention it, but I saw it when I was looking through this early. I skimmed this. I saw a few things earlier. I'm pretty sure that's next week.
Okay.
I'm not seeing it. Yeah, here it is.
Yeah,
that's next week.
Yeah, no, it's a fantastic cover, and that title on principle.
So the title alone. Who's what's the creative team?
Oh, I think it's a few people. Like, I think it's an anthology.
People I don't know. Oh yeah, it's an anthology thing.
Yeah.
So like Daniel Warren Johnson is in there, but Andrew McLean is in there. It's a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Just, I don't know, DC Magic people.
Bermeo's doing the cover, so.
Well, we should have been able to tell.
Yeah, and it's a great cover.
Yeah. And if I cared more about Zatanna, I would buy that just for the cover, because I'm a big Bermejo person. But I just never cared about that character.
Yeah, and I haven't read a ton of Zatanna. I'd like to, but I don't know. Just, when I read that, I was like, that's too fantastic. That character.
I'm just not like a magic occult guy, so. But then
there are
those characters that I like for that stuff. So I don't know. We're all hypocrites when it comes to genre.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, that's all I have. So I'll let you guys, keep it trucking.
All right. Thanks for coming in, Austin. We appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah, it was good talking to you guys. See you later.
See you, Austin.
Bye.
Bye.
Chris, let's take a real quick break, man, and then we'll come back and I will talk real briefly about the stuff I bought last week, because I don't have as many as Austin, and we already talked about Twilight Zone, which was kind of the big one I wanted to bring up.
Right. I mean, you got good stuff too, so
yeah.
Just look at this pile over there.
Yes, indeed. And then we'll do cover of the week and get in all that stuff.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys in just a couple of minutes. Thanks for watching. And we're back. So we have gotten a couple of super chats already tonight. Thank you guys for the support. And at the moment, hold on, this is stolen out on me. What is happening? Braden is in the lead right now and is asking for that Poison Ivy book. So that's what it'll be unless we get more super chats tonight, guys. So just so you know, you've still got some time, probably a decent amount of time, knowing us.
We'll try to be brief today.
to get more of those in. If there's something that you would rather us review, then the new now 37 and counting issues of Poison Ivy. Not that we're going to read all of them. I'm just saying that book has been going that long. It's madness.
I still can't believe that it's been a year.
Madness.
Absolute. Like, I know there's 12 issues, therefore...
Here comes Absolute Poison Ivy. That's the next one.
There we go, hey.
Okay, I'm going to go through books I bought from last week, Chris, and I bought, you're not going to believe it, I went back to the comic shop this weekend. I did not get this in the first place, and then I heard decent things about it, and I was in the area, so I stopped back in and grabbed a couple more things, which I occasionally will do. And you're not going to believe this, but I read another Marvel book that I liked.
Which one is it?
Isn't that amazing? Yeah. So this is, and I alluded to this earlier, this is another series that I don't understand why this is happening now. It feels like a thing that you would wait and do when we get closer to Doomsday. It's very odd. And this is also going to follow that trend of the only good things, in my opinion, that Marvel is doing right now are throwback things.
Right.
But here is Battleworld #1. I got this great wraparound variant cover that's got, curiously... Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman with Elektra Daredevil on the back. Kind of a neat...
I'm down with it. I'm cool with it.
Kind of a neat pairing there, and of course a bunch of other characters around them.
Yeah.
But this is your typical Battleworld premise with yet a new villain that has decided to do the same old chestnut of a plan. Yeah. And it's a villain that is old school and that is probably an Avengers villain or something that I'm just not familiar. I'm trying to remind myself who Korvac. Korvac. So he has decided that humanity sucks and needs to prove itself, and so let's once again do the Battleworld thing and combine a bunch of different universes into one and make them battle it out and create one new universe that is actually the best of humanity. That's supposed to be the whole idea. And we've got
I know, like, the team has 60 Spider-Man and World War II Bucky and, like, the Maestro, too. Yep. Like, as soon as I heard, like, the team, I was like, okay, this might be good.
So it's Christos Gage, who I usually like. Yeah. I'm looking for the creative team here. I don't know who drew this. But this art is great. It is very out of time in the ways it ought to be. Yeah. Because I don't know who drew this. Because it's a variant cover, I don't have the writer and artist listed on the actual front like you usually would. Yeah. But anyway, what's frustrating about something like this, Chris, is it feels like the book itself gets how much Marvel sucks right now.
Right.
Because it feels like it's and this might not be intentional, but it's like in the premise of it, it's this Corvette guy grabbing up from the best of the best of different Marvel universes in different eras, right?
Right.
And despite what's on this variant cover, so far, it's like nothing post 1993.
Okay.
And I'm like, that is correct.
I mean, yeah.
But it also points to the sad state of affairs we're in right now.
Fair.
This thing reads like it could have been published in 2010, 2012. It reminds me in places a little bit of Bendis's Avengers run.
I could see that, yeah.
Because he had this similar concept where he did a bunch of like time blending.
Yeah.
And
plus Jessica Drew is somewhere in it too, so that's how you know it's a Bendis throwback.
Yeah. But anyway, like you said, the team is fun. The blend of different characters, and there's just a lot of really good, really fun tongue in cheekness with it.
Yeah.
Like Gage is clearly really interested in particularly 70s and 80s Marvel.
Right.
And he's got what was I gonna say? He's got like jive talking Luke Cage in here, which is really
Luke
funny.
Cage that thinks Dr. Doom owes him money.
Everything he says
money,
is absolutely hilarious. But the real star of the show here is just the art, and this is classic Marvel Secret Wars type stuff, just throwing a million characters on a page and making it make sense and making it dynamic and fun. And it's what we've been missing a lot lately from Marvel, where there's just not enough to captivate the senses. And once again, it has to be a miniseries. Like, I'm not seeing this kind of stuff when I'm checking in on ongoings.
Yeah.
And it's, again, like I said, it's also kind of sad that the only great stuff I'm seeing with Marvel are really nostalgic throwback things.
Right.
I'm not seeing anything real, like, original and envelope pushing. It's like, what's refreshing about this is that it's going backwards.
Yeah.
And so that's sad, but it's a really fun read. And I will probably actually pick up the rest of this, which I'm really surprised I'm saying. I wanted this mostly, I mean, I checked it on it because I heard good things about it.
Yeah.
And then I found this great wraparound, and I've been really into these lately.
Yeah.
Just for covers. So this was a good pickup, even if the interior kind of sucked. Just for that, I thought. Braden says, so there's punching. There is punching.
That's true.
Yes. But there's a lot of really fun banter here. I think everybody would probably enjoy this. And I was also going to mention, Chris, that in the back, Christos Gage threw in a page-by-page breakdown to tell you what all of the references are.
Okay, that's amazing.
And specifically what issues everything comes from.
That is impressive.
Which is kind of neat of him to do. And I think it reads fine without knowing all that stuff. And of course, I couldn't tell you particular issues, but there's even a lot of stuff there that's over my head.
Right.
That I don't know exactly what we're doing. Like, there's a version of Thor there that I'm not sure who it is, because it looked, for a second I thought it might have been that 90s Thunderstrike thing, but I don't think that's what it is.
Oh, it's King Thor, right? Is that from Jason Aaron's run?
Oh, maybe that's all it is.
Yeah.
Maybe see, I thought, because so much of this was earlier throwback.
Yeah.
I thought it was like an 80s or a 90s thing that I wasn't familiar with.
Yeah, I mean,
and the style it's being drawn in is very Secret. It's very first round Secret Wars.
Yeah.
And so there might be some more modern things that I don't even realize are modern.
Right.
To be fair, but like, they make a point of doing original Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
And not current Captain Marvel or current Miss Marvel.
Right.
And they made a really big deal out of getting to see that costume again, because we've never used that anymore.
Yeah.
And so stuff like that was fun.
I've heard, like, there was one review that I heard just today where they're talking about how they were comparing it to the Deadpool Batman book, where you had, like, the extended scene where, is Captain America gonna kill this Nazi? And then this one, it's like, yeah, Bucky saw Baron Zemo shot him because he's a Nazi.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, it's like this.
It is a weird stark contrast.
Yeah.
2 weeks in a row. That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
No, that jumped out at me, and everybody felt in character, even though there's kind of some tongue in cheekness with it,
Yeah.
like I said, and everybody felt like they had kind of the correct morality,
Right.
for their characters.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But it's not a real a deep kind of story, and it doesn't need to be.
Right.
It's
Sometimes
the
I mean
sort
that,
of escapist event that you want.
well, that was also the fun with the original Secret Wars too, where the one like comparison you always hear is it's the action figures getting jammed together.
Right.
Too. It's like you need that sometimes.
But it's funny to me that you need it bad at Marvel right now, and it's funny to me that there's no fanfare surrounding this because this would have been an event 10 years ago.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And
I mean, it kind of was.
well, that's true.
Yeah.
And being that we're just repeating ourselves with that again, I think a lot of people, and I wasn't going to either, won't even bother with it because it's like, why are we doing that again? The characters, some of the characters are aware of the fact that this has happened before in the book and call attention to that. They're like, oh, this again? Why are we doing this again?
Right.
And that helps alleviate the redundancy of it.
Yeah.
Like Gage knows that,
Right.
and he makes me not care.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
it's still a really fun book. So I'm shocked I'm recommending that.
Yeah.
But I really like that. I'll blow through the rest of this real quick. Immortal Legend Batman, I didn't get a chance to look real close at, so I won't speak to this real hard right now. But I did. I more than skimmed it, but I didn't look as close as I usually would. It's pretty talky.
Right.
Or I should say, I mean, there's a decent enough action. There's a decent amount of action, but oddly wordy for being a Power Ranger-esque Batman. But anyway, we get the Tokusatsu version of Bane here, which is fun. I think he's beaten a little bit too easily, but it is fun getting that at the same time as Absolute Bane and comparing them, because it's pretty night and day. And he's taken over like this whole colony, and Batman goes undercover as Matches Malone, and so he does his Power Ranger version of Matches Malone, which is pretty great. And he goes in. You think he's not going to be able to morph, and then he's got this other way to get his powers, because I guess he uses his belt as a morpher.
Okay.
And then he's got this other like capsule or something that has an icon that looks like his belt, and he pulls that out, and then he morphs.
Okay,
I don't totally know what's going on with that, but that whole thing was cool. I thought it was a little slow going with the setup at the start, getting you into the whole Matches Malone thing. There's like 6 pages of just like plotting and scheming from like drug lords or something. I don't even remember what is going on, but I was bored.
Right.
And then it got fun after that, and we did more stuff with Robot Alfred. And then at the end, we're finally setting up. I say finally, 2 issues in, but we're setting up for the sidekicks to catch back up with Batman. Because I've been wondering how early it'll be before he starts doing that. I don't think if I have to compare them, I'm liking this as well as the first few issues of Radiant Black.
I can see that,
but it's fun.
And
obviously the novelty for this is just getting to see how he is reimagining some unlikely elements of Batman, stuff you wouldn't necessarily expect him to do already, or at all, in a Tokusatsu type thing. And then speaking of Tokusatsu and Power Rangers, Braden, is that an ongoing? I think it's a miniseries. I think it's just 5 or 6 issues. Speaking of 5 or 6 issue Power Ranger related miniseries, here is Ninja Turtles Power Rangers 3. By the aforementioned Ryan Perot, with still pretty cool art, although I wasn't as impressed with it as I was last issue, by Vincenzo Federici, who, like I said last time, is doing a pretty good job aping, or at least throwing back to Santaluco. And I adored the first issue of this. I didn't think the second issue got quite enough done, or quite as much done. And it is already falling into, I think, a couple of the traps that I didn't love from the first two miniseries. And mileage is going to vary with some of the gimmicks in fan service. But like, I don't know. There's the stuff that I think is just really fun and cool, no matter how silly it is. And the other stuff where I go, yeah, it's just a little too silly.
Yeah.
And so not everybody's gonna feel that way about it.
Right.
But for instance, so we established, and I talked about this last time with the first issue, that Zed and Shredder have come up with a way to channel the morphin energy from the Rangers morphers or power coins when they're close.
Yeah.
In order to make their own Rangers, which is like draining the Rangers' powers. Okay. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And so they've made Bebop and Rocksteady Rangers last issue.
Okay.
Which was fun and ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then this issue, they do it with Toka and Razor.
Okay.
Which is kind of fantastic.
They're babies.
But then you've got Shredder morphing again, and I was really hoping we wouldn't go back to that.
Yeah.
Because I don't like, and it's on the cover, so I mean, I knew from the cover we were doing that.
Yeah.
I notoriously hate the suit. The evil Green Ranger Shredder suit. First of all, I just don't get why Shredder's got to be a Ranger. I can't get excited about that idea.
Right.
I don't know why, it just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah.
But I can't get my mind around and I'm overthinking this, but I can't get my mind around a Power Ranger suit with bare arms. Just doesn't make any sense to me.
Doesn't work, no.
How are you morphing, but there's part of you, like, how's that metamorphosis? Some of your skin is showing. It doesn't make any sense to me. But anyway, and then we do silly things, and again, some of the silliness I really like, and some of it I don't.
Yeah.
So, like, mileage varies. So a couple of the Rangers, there's a big argument. There's kind of a split that happens, and Jason runs off. Or, no, Jason doesn't run off. Raphael runs off.
Oh yeah.
And then Leonardo runs off. Right. It's been a week since I read this. Sorry.
Yeah, fair.
But anyway, for some reason there's a couple of humans of regular Rangers that aren't able to morph, and the turtles. Some of the turtles that morphed before in the previous miniseries do it again here. Yeah. And so you have a mix of Turtle Rangers and Human Rangers. Yeah. And after they morph in their big morphing sequence page, nice. They yell "Power Bunga." And that was a bridge too far for me. That's a little much. And they all say it together. So all we can take from this kind of thing is that it's not the kids that become Rangers that are super cheeseball and cringy. Yeah. It's the morphin grid itself.
It is just pure cheese, right?
The stuff it makes the whole team say together, it's corny as hell.
I mean, look, some of the stuff that, like, Zach would say in the original series, too. Like, he would just shout, like, Jamma-Rama.
Yeah, but, that's all 90s and kind of from here. I don't feel like the Morphin Grid is doing that. Yeah. But anyway, we got kind of typical, just trying to build your big mutate morphing army kinds of stuff. And I'm having flashbacks to some of the stuff I wasn't digging in the Batman Ninja Turtles minis. Yeah. So I didn't like this as well as the opening issue, which I just thought was thrilling. Yeah. But hopefully it turns back around. I'm still really liking the art, and it's got a predictable but okay cliffhanger. And I guess it's kind of cool that I'll give this away. That they do bring in Promethea and Grace Sterling, which I wasn't expecting. Okay, and and I don't know where this would have to take place in the Boom timeline, because it always seemed pretty vague. With all of that. But it's dealing with actual Boom exclusive stuff. Okay. And I don't know if 2 did, because I don't know if I ever finished 2. Yeah. I don't. To be fair, I don't remember. But Promethea has gotten their hands on the Technodrome, and that's kind of cool.
Okay.
So we'll see where that goes.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then I bought Space Ghost #3, which it's like every cover is better than the last. Every single time. I've not read this one yet, so I can't speak to it yet.
Right.
But
the cover's cool.
Space Ghost is like my favorite ongoing. Yeah. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, I got my hands on a first printing of Absolute Wonder Woman #1.
That's cool.
So I paid twice cover for that, and I felt like I could take the $5 hit on that. Because I think that one is likely to go up in value.
Yeah.
I think there's a good chance this will probably cap out at like a $20 book down the road.
Yeah.
Absolute Batman #1 is currently worth more than I think it's going to in 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
That is still, you have to pay $40 or $50 to get your hands on that.
Right.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I now have a Batman Day copy of that I got for free, which is the copy I will hang on to unless I find a cool variant cover I want.
Yeah.
Until later on, when everybody realizes how many of those there are, and they stop paying very much for them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Down the road, if that goes down to 20, I'll buy it for 20 probably. But I'm not paying $40 or $50 for that one.
No.
And then speaking of Absolute Batman, I did get a new printing of 2. I don't have to have first printings of all of these. I just got to have them in singles. But I do want a first printing of 1 eventually, probably.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's probably not interesting to anybody. As far as back issues go, I am slowly gap filling now Daniel Warren Johnson's Transformers. So I got 18 and 19 for half cover. So I'm just slowly filling these in wherever I find them in no particular order.
Yeah.
But the covers for these are always just wonderful. And I gotta wait a while before I read these because Austin and I are reviewing that stuff in order. And for older back issues, I just bought one thing. I got Radioactive Man 412.
Oh,
nice. These always have silly numbering, and I think this started at 1,000.
Yeah.
And then they always have random jumping all over the place numbering. Believe it or not, I have 4 of these already.
Nice.
And so I will occasionally pick these up when I find them. I think there's only like 8 or 10. So I'm going for a full run of this now.
Yeah.
And this is a pretty copy. I think I paid $5 for this.
That's not too bad, no.
Which is not bad at all.
Yeah, especially you don't see a whole lot of those old Bongo issues anymore.
And then I'm not going to talk too much about this, but I forgot to bring this up last time. I actually was cramming, trying to finish this before our last show, and then I forgot to even bring it up because it's oversized, and I just missed it. But I do recommend Batman Second Night #1. This is an oversized black label book. By oversized, I mean it's very wide, and it does have extra pages. But this is Dan Jurgens with incredible artwork by Mike Perkins. This is a World War II era book, and it is a sequel to a series that I didn't read. I think this reads so I will go back and try to get that at some point, but it was before I was collecting new again, so I'm slowly going back and gap filling stuff that I should have bought when it was out. This is a little slow going, and the only thing I'll complain about with it is I think sometimes the language is almost too contemporary. Just the way people swear.
Right.
But for the most part, Jurgens has a real good voice for this period.
Yeah.
And I read it a week ago, so I can't speak to it super well now. Like I said, I was kind of rushing to get to it. But the atmosphere is wonderful. It's surprisingly rough and adult for Jurgens.
Right.
And this is some of his best work. Like, it's cool to see Jurgens doing some of his best stuff this late in his career. He is one of these guys that does not read past his prime. Now, Jurgens has always been a little hit and miss of a writer for me, but when he's on, he's really on. And he's a guy that has improved over the decades. Overall, in my mind, as opposed to he did some great stuff early on and now he's just coasting. Jurgens doesn't coast. If he shows up to do something, he really wants to be there.
He shows up,
And sometimes I don't care for what he's doing on a thing, like with his Batman Beyond. But it's crazy how good of a voice he has for these characters in this
just
period.
Look at the art. I mean, that's a gorgeous cover alone too.
And you get the great 39 Golden Age Batman. It looks awesome, and like I said, it's shockingly violent. And the politics and stuff are pretty involved. it's just lovely. It's worth getting for the art alone.
Yeah.
But at some point when this is finished, I'll probably try to review the first and second series on the Vault. Okay, so that's all the stuff that I bought for last week. And now we move on to, God, the show is too long. I feel like we do a week's worth of shows.
Pretty much, yeah.
On Tuesday. What are we doing with our lives? Okay, let's move on now to cover of the week. And our cover for last week, Chris.
Yes.
Did you do your homework?
I did.
Was Detective Comics 934. A very curious issue to just happen to pop up when you're shaking the phone, because I went and looked at my database, and I bought the first 8 or 10 issues of this. I don't even know if I read that far, but I bought them. And 934 is not only the start of Tinian's run on this book, it's not only the start of Rebirth Detective Comics, but it is the start of Volume 3, which brings the legacy numbering back. So Volume 1 went up to like 8-something, and then Volume 2 started back over at 1 with New 52. I think New 52 maybe, or maybe it was even a little bit later than... I think Detective in Action for the first time ever got new number ones in 52. Is that right?
I remember at my shop when I bought Action number 1, some guy was really excited. He's like, "Yeah, man, now I can actually say I own a copy of Action Comics number 1." It's like, yeah, that one probably costs a little bit less though.
Yeah.
You have to pay the $2 million or break into Nicolas Cage's house.
Yeah, way to go.
Yeah.
But like Nicolas Cage probably isn't even home because he's busy making Spider-Man.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
Or he was.
Look, I can't tell you.
He still doesn't think that show's coming out.
I was gonna say, well, here's the thing though. I can't tell you to break into Nicolas Cage's house, but he already stole the Declaration of Independence. It's only fair at that point. Yeah.
Oh my God! Don't say that.
No.
Do not encourage people to break into a man's house.
No, please don't break into a man's house. What are you
doing? What are you on about?
This is satire parody. I'd like to take my...
So, I remember reading this and being really surprised by a number of things.
Yeah.
One of them is the fact that it's a team book.
Yeah.
And 934 is just a team building setup.
Yeah.
This might as well be X-Men or something.
I was about to say too, this whole issue is just like, here are the characters.
It's just getting the team together.
Let's get the gang together.
Batman goes, there's some kind of big, scary, suspicious machinations happening. Batwoman, you are the only person that can assemble this team and solve this problem.
Yeah.
Why is it specifically Batwoman he's going to pick? You'll find out in a couple, 3 issues, but you can kind of maybe even already guess it by the end of this.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people would really be surprised by what's actually happening here and why it's Batwoman.
Yeah.
I'll just say that.
Right.
But you find out at the end of this issue that there's this big army that's being amassed.
Yes.
And Batwoman is putting together her own little army to fight it, not knowing what is coming, and Batman's not telling her everything. So I was surprised by it. It's a team book in Detective Comics.
Yes.
This is not the place to do this.
No, Detective is...
I liked this when it came out.
Yeah.
I thought it was a bizarre title to do it in.
Yeah.
There's no detective story happening here, except, I guess, Batwoman ultimately investigating who the hell is the main bad guy and why Batman is... It's like, the main detective work happening is Batwoman investigating Batman.
Yeah, so... At one point, I mean...
Kind of weird.
Yeah. And at one point, like, Batman shows up and he's like, "Hey, you know I'm your cousin, right?" And she's like, "Yeah, I know."
And that was okay. Like, the idea that he could deduce that. I don't like the tease at the start here, even though you can tell from the cover who's going to be on this team.
Yeah.
I don't like the tease that Azrael might be here, because I like Azrael.
Yeah.
It does add awkwardness to the New 52 and Rebirth thing of... Did Nightfall even happen? And this kind of squarely says, no, it couldn't have, because nobody knows who Jean-Paul Valley is.
I know, yeah, exactly.
And so...
It's like, Tim, you've met this guy. You were creeped out by him.
Yeah, then you feel like you'd have to go back and look at all of Batman's stuff in New 52 and see if we have any hints as to why Bane is even around.
Yeah.
That whole thing has always been awkward. But anyway, real quick, I just wanted to say the other thing that was weird about this book for me at the start was just looking at the cover. One of these things is not like the others.
Yes.
With this team, where you're going to have 3 female Bat Family characters, Batman and Robin, and Clayface.
Clayface, who, I mean, at this point, was he? Because
Tyler says Azrael joins the team later. I didn't know that.
Oh wow.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Now this was Basil Carlo, Clayface. Was he like? I mean, had he been Matt Hagen at this point too? Because
I feel like he'd been Carlo for a while.
Yeah.
And I think that was the Clayface they did for New 52.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I couldn't tell you what it was before that.
Yeah, because, like, Clayface is kind of a weird character when you start getting into, like, which version is what, and...
But they had been sort of, I think, even before this, toying around with Clayface even more than a lot of the rest of the Rogues Gallery is a tragic figure more than an actual villain.
Yeah.
Now, you can say that about a bunch of Batman Rogues.
Right.
Like, we do that with Killer Croc a lot.
Yeah.
We do that with the Ventriloquist a lot.
Yeah.
You know, et cetera, et cetera. And we always toy around with, can any of these villains be rehabilitated? Batman is, in having not looked at any of the Clayface stuff in a long time, because like they did all those villain one shots. I think there was a Clayface one, maybe I forget. But having not looked at any of that in a long time, I haven't seen all of it.
Right.
Batman seems oddly optimistic about Basil Carlo, where he's like, I believe in you. I always have. Given the right opportunities, I'm sure he'll be a hero. Okay, Batman.
It's like Clayface.
Stark contrast to the now Fraction Batman who says, I don't believe anyone can change.
And that's the thing, too, because, like...
Now, you could make the argument, maybe he's always believed in Clayface and thinks Clayface has never really changed? I guess. That's the only way I could reconcile that. But...
And also, too, like, there's been a lot of Batman stories about characters who had those redemption moments, and they always, like, backfire. Like, it's a running joke how...
And I don't know if it backfires in this book.
Yeah.
Because I never finished it. I was put off by the big villain reveal. And I just quit.
Right.
And so maybe at some point I'll finally go back and finish this. Because I'll say, this is a solid first issue for a run.
It is.
As weird as it is that it's this title.
Well, you know, they take their time. I mean, for whether or not this is a story for a detective... They at least take their time to introduce you to each of the characters, and they put the team together, and they take their time at least, you know, just giving you an idea of who everyone is. So,
and if you're not familiar with these characters, or with some of them, I feel like everybody would probably seem kind of intriguing to you. Like, I think Tinian is making a really good case for each introduction of this is why this character's cool. This is why I liked her and wanted to put her in this book.
Exactly.
So he's like, here's the reason spoiler is unlike anybody else in the Bat family. Where like, and he'll kind of point out like pros and cons. Like flaws and strengths in personality.
Right.
And he'll go, you know, spoiler is kind of wet behind the ears, but she attacks problems completely out of the box.
And she was raised by like 2 geniuses too,
and then Cassandra Cain is
spoke the language of violence, you know.
Is like the opposite of that, where she's extremely experienced and was raised in that world and all of that, and so you can see some of the cool parallels in the choices. But it's it feels like a good team just because I can tell he's excited about them.
And he's really and you can tell too, he's really thought about the dynamics and who each of these characters are, how they play off each other too, and he at least starting to seed them a little bit too as it goes on. And you know, again, the one thing about this book structurally too is it doesn't rush things that a lot of books have, especially a lot of first issues too, where it...
And I mean, it is real setup-y.
It is real setup-y, and at least...
It's just getting your band together.
It's just getting your band together, but at least it's in a way that does kind of make me excited for the rest of the series. And it's like, okay, I see where you're going with this. Let's, I know this, you gotta get the stuff out of the way, but at least I'm enjoying what you're doing. Get it out of the way, too.
Yeah, well, and the art sells it hard.
Yes.
It's a really pretty looking issue, and it's weird to now have nostalgia for this. This is 10 years old now.
Yeah. I mean, that's just yesterday, too. That's
And like I think there's a lot more great art going on at DC over Marvel right now.
Yeah.
Not a lot that looks like this.
Not really, no. I mean, I do love like sad Clayface there in the theater. I do just love.
Look at these panel layouts.
Yeah,
I mean, it looks great.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even really see like a lot of creative like panel layouts like this anymore. Too occasionally you do. But
Yeah, I mean, you still do. But I'm just saying, it looks great.
It looks good. Yeah. I mean, you still see them, but I still appreciate when I do.
I don't miss the Rebirth Batman outfit. I'm glad to finally be getting past that. And this is, of course, when it was kind of new.
Yeah.
But I just had this thought. It's neat how this page is harkening to the cover, or the cover is harkening to this page.
Oh, yeah.
Because it does the snow thing, and it's all these characters posing for a picture that nobody took.
Yeah.
But then this page is that same thing, but turned into a panel layout, because you still have all of the characters kind of posing, looking out.
Yeah.
But having a conversation around the bat signal.
And I really
That's kind of neat.
The trapezoid panels here too. I really like how it spreads out too.
But isn't that interesting?
It is. It really, yeah. And the one thing I do appreciate is that you do.
I don't know that I've seen that a lot. Like, the cover is looking at this page.
Yeah. And that's like the one thing too that it's hard to nail covers. It's hard.
Tyler, I'm not saying I don't like the Rebirth Batsuit. I just associate it with certain stories.
Yeah.
And so I was ready to get past it so that I'm not thinking about particular runs every time I see that suit. That was my thing with it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I was just gonna say too, that thing with the covers too is it's hard to do a cover that feels like it's actually part of the story too.
Yeah.
Like, you have a lot of writers who will either just show, or cover artists who will either do something completely unrelated. You'll have artists who'll take like one little bit that doesn't actually like lead to anything and just blow out of proportion, just have like a cool cover image. So actually seeing a cover that ties into like a pretty like definitive, and even though Matt Fraction doesn't want his Gotham to have rain,
it doesn't rain in Gotham. Maybe it could snow. It could snow in Gotham.
Exactly. You know what? Between like the Batgirl cover we just looked at and this book, you know what? Just switch it out. Just different
As we know, of course, though, when it rains, it snows.
That is a fact. That is a fact of meteorology.
So I had a thought, and then we'll move on. I had a thought about this I'd never had before, because I kept kind of comparing this to X-Men in my mind,
right?
Just with the team building of it. It's not that far away from like the first issue of Uncanny X-Force. It's kind of similar to that.
I could see that too. Both have pretty similar vibes, and
that's an odd comparison.
It is, but not an unfair one too. And like, again, with like Uncanny X-Force, you do.
That's Remender, right?
I think it's Remender. Yeah, I've been like trying to get through that series too. Just been doing like a reread.
I've never read past the first couple arcs.
Yeah.
But I've always I've talked about this before, but I love the art in that.
Yeah,
there is a mood that nothing else has ever given me.
Yeah.
Apart from that book, and that was my introduction to Phantom X, and I really liked Phantom X.
Is great. No,
he was cool.
Well, I still think about that one panel with Deadpool like feeding his skin to Archangel too.
Oh my god!
It's like, yeah, that's
what issue does that happen in?
I think that's like one of the first.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it's
God.
Yeah, because it's like it's when he's sort of like still possessed by Apocalypse, and he's kind of sort of evil. So Deadpool's like, "Oh, this is just keep him at bay. I heal."
Okay, Chris. let's shake the phone.
All right.
It's time for phone shaking.
It's time for phone shaking.
And we're gonna find out. Oh, and also, it is officially October 1st.
Happy October, everyone.
How's it already October?
I'm ready to go too.
That's nuts, man.
I wear this shirt in June, but that's okay.
We are 3 months away from Christmas, and I haven't started. Holy crap!
I still want to say it's July too. I'm not ready for 2025 to be over.
I'm not ready for it to have started. I don't
exactly.
think. Okay, Chris.
Yes.
I'm gonna let you do it again.
All right.
I'm gonna
Okay.
take the risk.
All right. We've had some, some ups,
I think maybe next week I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. I had this thought. I thought it might be cool if we did a week where we shook the phone ahead of time,
Right.
and had like 4 random ones and let the audience pick.
Okay. Yeah. Do a little vote. Yeah. We'll see.
Maybe we'll do that next time. But this time I'm gonna let you shake it.
All right.
As before, let's see what happens.
He comes up.
He thinks it's a magic 8-ball.
Okay. Well,
Uh-oh.
look, we got a good one. We got a good one
we
this
get a good
time.
one? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We got in a classic and a thing. Well, but a thing I've reviewed before because
Okay,
I've done the whole thing.
fair.
So I don't know. We can break down a single issue, I guess.
I mean, it's up to you. We can, because who's gonna be surprised that All Star Superman's good?
Yeah,
gonna be-
So we got All Star Superman 10. Everybody knows about All Star.
It's the one where he heals the kids with cancer with the.
I think I am inclined to shake again.
Yeah, let's.
Just because I have dealt with that, and I mean,
Yeah.
like, I've dealt with like Detective when it came out.
Got the Kandorian mini scientist.
But I've reviewed that whole thing in depth. I think
Yeah.
it'd be better to shake it again. Let's shake it
Give it
again.
a try, yeah. All right. Superman Volume 2 now.
Okay, well,
Tomorrow,
this
yeah.
at least isn't something that came out like last week.
Yeah.
And it's Azarello.
Okay,
So
okay.
we've got we're in the middle of a random arc, and it's your real. I'll pull this up for you guys. It's your real typical Superman's eyes are glowing red.
That's how you know he's mad.
Kind of covers.
Exactly.
That is a cliche at this
Did
point.
you know
folks.
that he's got heat vision? Because you will.
You will. That's hilarious.
I was trying to. It's funny. I was explaining to somebody.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick. Superman 205
Okay.
is our cover for next week. This is the one we'll read for next time, everybody.
Yeah.
Brian Azzarello and Jim Lee. I forgot that Jim Lee
Okay.
had a run right then.
Yeah, we got some good talent,
So this is 04, which would make this just after Hush, right around Hush.
I guess it would be, yeah, because Hush was 03, wasn't it?
Right?
Yeah, I think so.
And it would be
Right before Asbar.
oh, okay, I don't even know what that is. What is that?
Oh, All-Star Batman and Robin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just know what you meant by that. Okay.
No, a lot of people will say.
I've
like,
never heard anybody refer to it that way.
Occasionally hear people talk about Asbar. It's because, I guess All-Star Batman and Robin is such kind of an unwieldy name.
Us common people are just a bunch of elitist snobs,
Exactly.
man. Like we've got an acronym or a shortened form of everything.
Yeah.
That we only talk about when we go into our LCSs.
Yeah, or LCSs. Well, they couldn't really do that with All-Star Superman. Or Preacher Tall in the Saddle. That's the... So, yeah.
But I was going to say, this is, a couple of years after... I'm just thinking of Superman stuff.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
a couple of years after, Our World at War?
Oh, maybe... When did...
The stupid Jeff Loeb period with the always closed Superman eyes?
Oh, yeah, where you just squint the whole time. Was that like a Tim Sale? Was he doing that with Tim Sale, or was that Ed McGuinness? Because Ed McGuinness had the really balloon Superman.
Yeah, I'm not even sure.
Yeah, I'll go
Josh Azarilla did For Tomorrow, and I believe... Oh, is this in the middle of For Tomorrow? I don't even know anything about that story. And he says, and I believe Joker around the same time. Yeah.
Well, Joker.
I thought Joker was 02 or 03.
Joker.
Or is he even a little earlier?
I want to say his the Lee Bermeo Joker, the OGN.
No, Azarello.
Well, I was gonna say his Joker book. I thought came out
Or is that
shortly
Or is
after-
that Bermejo? Is that Bermejo?
It's both of them. It's Azarello and Bermeo. Bermeo and art, Azarello wrote.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course that's Bermejo.
Because I wanted to
it's been
say
too long.
that came out like right after The Dark Knight because a lot of people said it was similar to the Heath Ledger Joker. It's like, no, this was a production like years before.
You're right, it is 08.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that late.
Because I remember when it came out because...
No, of course that's Bermejo.
Yeah. Because I remember when it came out because it was such a...
I think Josh threw me off because he said it was that early.
Yeah.
And I was like, it didn't compute in my brain because I'm like, I don't think Bermejo would have been that early.
Actually,
and so...
you know what it made... What it made
Anyway.
I think Emperor Joker came out around the same time. Which, I think Jeff Loeb did with that, too. Or did that book. It was him and McGinnis, if I remember right.
Oh, okay. I've never read that.
Could be mistaken.
I remember those covers.
Yeah,
I know what that looks like.
Wizard Magazine was really excited about it, but
Well, and a couple years before that, you had that really terrible Joker event that went through a bunch of the books. I forget what that was called, but do you know what I'm talking about?
It was like the
It was like
Joker's...
just post No Man's Land.
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name.
I can't remember the name of it either.
I want to say it's like...
But it's stupid.
It was like something on the nose, like Joker's Wild.
No, I forget what it was.
Yeah, I forget, yeah.
But it was really bad because it was like turning a bunch of people sort of into Jokers or something.
Yeah. So it just went right by me when it came out.
And that stuff had some of the worst art I've ever seen in anything.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try not to take too long on this, but I'm gonna thumb through these previews for this month.
Okay.
So this is Marvel's previews. A last laugh. Thank you, Tyler. That's what that thing was called. Okay, so Marvel is advertising Ultimate Endgame on the front of their book here, which is one of the only things in this book that looks mildly intriguing, but even that I'm not trusting at all. And then DC is doing KO, of course. Yeah, so you got Ultimate Endgame versus KO, and I'm gonna assume that KO is gonna outsell Ultimate Endgame. I think the hype is bigger for that.
There's a bracket. We filled out a bracket, a couple shows ago.
Ultimate Endgame has no bracket, but also I think some people are still kind of high on Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And I think beyond that, a lot of people have checked out on the Ultimate thing already, it sounds like. I'm hearing nothing good about Ultimates past what we read. And I've talked about this, but I read 2 more issues, and it was already falling off.
Right.
And I had a conversation with a guy at the comic shop the other day that's read all of it, and said it just keeps going downhill and totally falls apart.
Oh, no.
And is nonsense.
Oh, no.
And I think I like that first arc better than he did.
Yeah.
But even he's like, I mean, it starts fine.
Right, yeah.
So that's really sad if that's true.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's thumb through this and see if anything excites us, Chris.
All right.
All right, so Ultimate Universe... 2 years in, number 1. So automatically I'm going, okay, so we're doing like this. We're checking in with this. 2 years in, but you got a thing called Ultimate Endgame. Is the Ultimate Universe ending or not? I think it's not.
I'm getting flashbacks.
I don't think it is.
I'm getting flashbacks to Ultimatum, too.
Yeah.
It's like, I remember that. I was there, Gandalf.
I'm gonna plow through this. We got Ultimate Black Panther, Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate X-Men, the Ultimates, and 19 they're at.
Right.
Ultimate Wolverine is the only one of these that I am still kind of intrigued enough to eventually go back and read. Because I've read the first issue now, and I thought it was really cool.
Right.
And then Ultimate Endgame. So finally, of course, the Maker's going to show up. And, I'm a little curious about what happens in that.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I'm trusting it well enough to buy it.
Yeah.
That's a read later in digital kind of thing for me. Although I will give them this Maker cover. That is pretty cool.
That is good, yeah.
That's pretty cool. And then they've got a cover with... in a variant with Spider-Man and Ultimate Wolverine that's also kind of cool looking, I guess. Except now I guess his mask is open. What's cool about that, about the Ultimate Wolverine look, is the closed face. I don't know what is going on with that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we get into all the Age of Revelation crap that literally 6 people will buy. Book of Revelation. And remember, Revelation is this character that they introduced that nobody liked, and now they got to give him a whole event. Rogue Storm, Expatriate X-Men. We've talked about all this stuff before. I'm making a point with this. Amazing X-Men, Laura Kinney, Sabretooth, The Last Wolverine. And not only do a lot of these premises sound stupid, not only do a lot of these titles seem like parodies,
Right.
none of the covers look good.
Yeah, these aren't like real great covers. That's the.
I mean, some of them are more okay than others, but
fine,
look at that Last Wolverine. That is terrible.
Ooh.
It's just bad.
Yeah.
It's rough. Tyler, Ultimates is great. I don't know what people are talking about. Okay, interesting. But like I said, I was already not sure about it past 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Undeadpool, Binary, Unbreakable X-Men. Again, we've talked about all of this stuff. Radioactive Spider-Man. Radioactive Spider-Man was the one of these that I was sort of curious about until I found out. Until we read some of Joe Kelly's run.
Yeah.
Or I read some of Joe Kelly's run. I don't know if you did.
I don't think so, no. I haven't.
Because we were reading
Zeb Wells. Like his
Wells.
First arc. Yeah.
And then I tried Joe Kelly's first couple of issues.
Yeah.
After that, because I was just curious. And then just the stuff that we know now about Norman Osborn and all of that.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I don't know if I need that. Anyway, Cloak or Dagger. 2 people will buy that book. Sinister Six.
I'll
Omega
be honest
Kids.
though, like I'll probably be one of them.
Are you serious?
Here's the thing: Cloak and Dagger is one of those
shots.
Cloak and Dagger is one of those characters that they're rarely ever good, but like I keep thinking, I don't know, it might be interesting. I remember from the video game.
So wait, so you're telling me you're gonna buy the book that is just the premise of the Marvels?
Pretty much.
With Cloak and all right.
Sure.
I'm one to talk. I actually sort of liked that movie.
Yeah.
Iron and Frost, and then Age of Revelation finale. Is anybody curious enough to know why this is classified? No, they're not. No, they're not. No one cares. Meals to Astonish. Have you heard about this?
I have not.
Have you heard about this? Meals
not.
to Astonish. Again, there's so little punching in the books that now they just got to do like a cookbook book.
You know, here's the thing.
Dine into a brand new adventure.
Here's the thing, though. I wonder if that was a DC pitch that got rejected. Because here's the thing. Matter Eater Lad exists.
Yeah.
I'd read a Matter Eater Lad book.
So the thing
I may just have terrible taste, but that's it.
A parody-sounding book like that with Stan Lee around in the 70s or 80s.
Yeah.
I would probably try that out.
Right.
But the problem is that just looks like their house style right now.
Kinda, yeah.
Like, they can't take anything seriously.
No, yeah.
Sorcerer Supreme. The hell are we doing here?
So that's a Steve Orlando book, isn't it?
It looks like this is just a bunch of Doctor Stranges. Like, they've all got Doctor Strange capes?
That's why I've...
What?
A lot of people are saying... Because that's a Steve Orlando, isn't it?
No.
Oh.
Wait.
Because a lot of people are expecting...
It doesn't say.
It doesn't say the writer or the...
No, it says writer M, artist M. Like, I can't even read this. Meals to Astonish is Steve Orlando.
Yeah.
The Sorcerer Supreme thing, I don't know what that is.
I can't be mad at Steve Orlando. He retweeted some like Green Goblin reviews I wrote one time, and it's like, okay, man, that's the. But a lot of people are predicting that the Sorcerer Supreme will be Scarlet Witch because he really likes Scarlet Witch.
Oh,
so
okay.
I mean, okay.
But I will actually have to buy, believe it or not. There's only like 1 or 2 things that remotely intrigue me in this.
Yeah.
I will have to buy the new Doctor Strange #1 because they're doing a variant with Marvel Angela, and I collect Marvel Angela.
Okay, yeah,
and I haven't bought anything with her in a long time because they haven't done anything with her lately. And this is the main cover. It actually looks really good.
Yeah.
But that variant is Dynamite. I'm very excited about that. So I don't know if the book's going to be any good, but I'll at least have a nice collectible for my Angela collection.
Yeah.
Okay, Wiccan, Witches, who cares? Oh, all right. And then we've got, let's see, The Will of Doom. Okay, look, nobody's buying your Doom event. Why are you continuing it on? All right, and then Captain America, The United, Chip Zdarsky. I've not heard good things about his Captain America run, so...
I picked up the first issue just to see, but I haven't read it yet, so...
Okay, and then get this. So much of this, like with Marvel, a lot of Marvel lately has just been, we're so out of ideas.
Yeah.
2099, the end, and in the middle is a new character, Chris.
Who is?
Do you see this yellow gold looking Spider-Man?
Oh.
That. I kid you not. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready? I'm glad you're sitting down.
I'll say down. Yeah.
Spider-Man 3099.
You know what?
One
least could
future
come up with a
ends,
better costume.
another begins. 3099. 3099.
Can I say something? They could have come up with a better costume.
No, it looks terrible.
Yeah, it's like the Spider-Man 2099.
What's going on with his gloves?
Yeah, it's like 2099 is such a weird costume, but it works. This is just like, I don't. Is it Booster Gold? They bring him back.
Can we
DC's like, we got rid of Booster Gold. Marvel's like, we got you.
I'll buy it if there's a cover with Spider-Man 2099 holding his lifeless body, like the Crisis cover.
I can't believe Marvel killed Booster Gold too.
I'll buy that.
Yeah.
And then you got like this 2099 throwback cover with like the big 2099 on white behind Spider-Man 2099.
Right.
That's thrown back to a classic 2099 cover. Because I realized for us this was like a couple of weeks ago.
I know exactly. Yeah.
But then it's got that stupid 3099 gold thing. I don't think I can do it, dude.
Yeah.
And like I used to collect 2099 real hard. It jumped the shark like Venom did.
Yeah.
And they saturated it.
Right.
Like, here's the thing. Back in 2010, 2011, when they put 2099 in a video game, it was a big deal for that character to come back at all.
Oh, yeah.
And we were kind of sitting around waiting to see when it would come back in comics.
Yeah.
And when Slott did that, it was a big freaking deal.
Yeah.
And like with anything that sells, we've just made it uncool by throwing way too much of it out, and by not getting what was fun about it.
Yeah, and after a while,
remember that Power Ranger? Remember that White Ranger costume he had?
Yeah. That was in one of the video games too.
Oh, is it?
At least I think it's in 2. I think it's
Hulk smash everything. Because we're really about this, like, destroy the Marvel Universe or destroy everything or some, kill everything.
Hulk, I mean, after...
Doesn't Hulk already do that a lot?
Yeah, I was about to say, like...
This is so new for Hulk, he's smashing everything.
Exactly, yeah. Well, especially after, like, Immortal Hulk, which was so weird and so good, and then just go back to Hulk smash. I mean, it seems like Hulk kind of has, like, these hard, like, status quo resets. It's like we just remember he's a big dumb guy. It's like, okay.
Oh, this is what I was confused about. This is why I'm thinking that they're taking Mary Jane out of the Venom costume finally.
Yeah.
Because this is Venom 252, which is clearly a dude.
Yeah.
And it says the rumors are true. Venom has a brand new red and blue suit and a brand new name to go with it. Okay. But like Venom is a girl right now. I don't even understand this.
It's Wreck
How
Rap.
will who is this? How, you know what it sort of looks like?
Yeah.
It sort of looks like Spider Carnage.
A little bit,
do you
actually.
Remember Spider
I
Carnage?
do, yeah.
How will the people of New York react when they find out that the city's newest Spider-Man is the symbiote they love to loathe? They'll probably be like, it's just another day in the Marvel Universe.
I know, yeah. Well, even like the costume, I mean, it kind of looks a little bit like the Ben Reilly Spider-Man, too.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
And like, I don't hate it.
Yeah. My first thought was, wow, that guy looks like Wreck Rap.
It feels almost obligatory, though. It's like, oh, we're finally doing this.
Yeah, no.
We're finally doing the red and blue suit.
Yeah.
With the spider suit. Anyway,
yeah.
Planet She-Hulk. We talked about this because, again, we got no ideas left.
Yeah.
You got to do that. Now, if this stuff is great, it's great. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, we've talked about this a lot.
We've gotten surprised before.
Well, I'm a lot of this stuff won't be
right, but still.
But like, I complained, why in the world would you do Battleworld again? And then I read it.
Yeah.
And I liked that.
Yeah.
So whatever, but Look how much of this we do, though.
Yeah.
X-Men of Apocalypse. So
Sure.
we're doing another Apocalypse thing finally.
Yeah.
And then and it's just so 90s throwback.
Yeah.
That actually is kind of a cool cover.
Yeah.
But in 1991,
Yeah.
and I don't mean to be a hypocrite, like I buy a lot of 90s throwback stuff because that's my era.
Yeah. But
But
Age of the
they're not doing anything else.
But Age of Apocalypse 2 is another one of those that they're trying to get you what they can out of it now and get like milk that nostalgia a little bit too. And how much of it has really worked. And
so still selling that 1776 book, which I think the art looks terrible, but it's JMS, so I'm curious.
right.
That's the only reason I would even begin to consider looking at that.
Right.
They're doing a Daredevil and Punisher mini, which has cool looking covers.
Yeah.
And could be cool.
Yeah.
Infernal Hulk. Philip Kennedy Johnson.
Okay.
Infernal Hulk.
Yeah. Well, at least that's sort of going back to like some of the stuff that they did in Immortal, and not just Hulk smash.
So they're counting down to issue 1000 of Amazing Spider-Man.
Okay.
So they're doing that.
Yeah.
I'm sure whatever they do will be atrocious, but will sell okay just because it's a landmark.
We'll still
issue.
have it. You'll still buy it.
Amazing Spider-Man Torn, whatever that is, another JMS book. How is it that they're getting JMS to do so much right now when most of the writing staff is terrible?
Well, I was gonna say, wasn't he like
Is he hurting for money?
I don't know. I mean, there hasn't been much Babylon 5 recently. Wasn't he kind of like fed up with them after like One More Day? Like
Yeah. That's why. Anyway,
Yeah.
This keeps going. I don't have to go through all of this, I guess, because this is probably gonna take too long.
Yeah.
But well, we got a new Spider-Gwen, and they solicited Miles Morales and Black Cat, and so some of the usual suspects.
Yeah.
But we went through a lot of the new stuff. Oh, look at this, Black Panther Intergalactic.
Didn't they try doing that where they had like the like Intergalactic Federation of Wakanda, where like Killmonger got a spaceship?
I don't know.
That was
Did that happen?
I think that was probably a few years ago now, so it was probably anywhere between like 2009 to 2025. So
one thing I'll say real quick, because yes, now I'm reviewing the preview guides. But one thing I really appreciate about Marvel over all the other preview guides is they will give you full page, not for everything, but they will give you some full page covers.
yeah.
And so if you really liked the art, you could, for free, take these out and just have them, like use them as pinups and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of cool, because none of the other companies do that.
No, yeah.
And then we've got DC Connect, which is much thinner,
Yeah.
and it's selling KO. Now, DC is cheaper about it because they're selling. They're giving these away with newsprint,
Yeah.
but they make up for it in that I'm more interested in everything else, in everything they're doing.
Yeah.
So these are all of the tie-ins for DCKO. I don't know that I'm going to bother with any of the tie-ins. But what I mean is the regular ongoings that are connected to this stuff.
Right.
So Superman and Superman versus Redacted, because we don't know who he's going to fight yet.
Right,
so,
yeah.
and then Aquaman 12. Although round 1 we actually would know by now. You'd have to go back and look at but we know what the round 1 fights are, so we actually do know that. It should that shouldn't be redacted yet.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman, Titans. So yeah, just all the DCKO.
Yeah.
Who they're fighting? Oh no, actually these are not tying into the main books. These are just the issues.
Oh.
Are they doing this weekly?
It's possible too.
Is this just gonna? Is this gonna hit my pocketbook? Okay, and then, oh yes, Night Fight. I'm very excited about Night Fight. Because Night Fight is Batman with the Batleth. You remember?
Oh yeah.
And that's finally about to come out. I'm excited about that. That's gonna be so stupid. Hopefully, in all the best possible ways. Batman Night Fight, and then wait a minute. You guys messed up your previews. Well, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Batman Night Fight, and then on the other side, it's the Fall of Mr. Terrific in Justice League Unlimited number 14.
Yeah.
And then you turn the page, and it's the exact same ad. look at that. Is he before and after? It's the exact. They are really selling you on Batman Night Fight.
Gotta watch the Night Fight. Gotta read the Night Fight.
Absolute Batman Arc M special.
Nice.
I didn't even know this was happening until I got this preview.
Yeah.
Because you demanded it, the first meeting of Absolute Batman and Absolute Wonder Woman. Just really spelling that out. Because they know they will sell a few more copies of that for people that are not reading Wonder Woman right now. But that's great. So that's 15. I keep thinking that's happening as early as 13, but it's not. That's not until 15.
Right.
And then Absolute Superman, the Battle of Kansas reaches its catastrophic conclusion. I didn't realize, because I'm not caught up in Superman, I didn't realize they were doing the Battle of Kansas.
Battle of Kansas.
Now I feel like we have to buy it on principle.
Exactly, yeah.
Chris. And then Absolute Flash 10, Absolute Green Lantern 9. Now, to be fair, part of the reason that the previews here look more interesting than Marvel is because the whole Absolute line is good.
Yes.
And DC and Marvel doesn't have anything where the whole line is good.
Yeah.
Martian Manhunter coming back finally with number 7.
Yeah.
And then Absolute Evil. I don't know if I want to keep buying Absolute Manhunter in issues.
Right.
I'm caught up now.
Yeah.
And I'm not totally sure what the hell is happening. But I really like the art.
That sounds about right.
I don't know if I'm going to keep going with it.
Yeah.
I'm on the fence about it. Cool cover for Batman number 4.
Yeah. The covers for the Batman, the Fractured Batman, have been pretty great too.
So I knew they had 2 and 3 in the can, but they already had a solicitation for Red Hood 4.
Well,
this is funny to me every time.
Oh,
how long is it going to be before we don't see anything about that book anymore because they just have already printed? They did it again. Are they doing it on purpose with all their Batman stuff? Look, Batman 4, they keep doing it. Okay,
how fast did they rush this out, too?
I will give Marvel, a lot of this looks like crap.
Right.
But the preview book is more professionally put together. I will
say
that.
They at least proofread.
Catwoman, Batman, Robin, Harley Quinn 200. Who is buying that? Nobody buys Harley Quinn anymore. Poison Ivy. Anyway, but you see my point, though, right?
Right.
Justice League Red? They're doing a color thing with Justice League now?
Yeah, I think I saw
there's that Book of L thing again. I didn't hear about that until today.
Yeah, whoever that is, it's still,
I had no idea.
Yeah. If it's good, it's good, I guess.
Absolute Batman annual. They're they're taking all the money out of my pocketbook.
Yeah, exactly. It's Snyder.
Anyway, so you see the point I'm making with this. Let's move on. Okay, it's time finally to review Radiant Black.
After all this time.
After all this time. Because I finally got to pick a book.
It's been 80 years.
Yeah, it's weird to be this excited about not getting super chats, but here we are. We finally get to Radiant Black. And last call, I'll say 4 super chats if anybody else wants to swoop in. I know we've got a small crowd tonight, but it's also like, I don't know, 5 in the morning. But I'm kidding. But if anybody wants to swoop in and try to pick the book for next week. Right now we're doing Poison Ivy, it looks like. So we'll see what that's like.
Yeah.
I have had no interest in that, but maybe it will surprise me.
I started reading like the first issue like a while back, and like I remember it being like terrible, Yeah.
It really stuck with him.
Yeah. But Radiant Black.
So, Kyle Higgins with Marcella Costa. Now, I think the artist maybe changes somewhere in the middle of this. It looked like the art was in the art in 6 jumping to another character is intentionally totally different. I thought there was even a place before that where the art was looking different.
Right.
I'm not sure if I'm right about it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so for folks that have not looked at this at all, this is Kyle Higgins after he's left Power Rangers doing, like we said earlier, a somewhat Power Rangers and just Tokusatsu in general inspired original superhero for Image. and it is a little more character driven than his Power Rangers book. I would actually say that it, and you haven't read this, but I would actually say that it reads a little bit more like Ryan Perot's Go-Go Power Rangers, because that's so much more of a character-driven sort of book.
Right.
Now, it's not a teen drama.
Yeah.
It is young people, but it's not teenagers, and it's like, I don't know, young 20-somethings, like high school age, or sorry, college age.
Folks who are moving back in with their parents because their like writing career stalled.
Because their career stalled out, so, Chris, why don't you just briefly set this up for us and give us not a full-blown synopsis, but just kind of a premise with this.
A guy's life is a mess, and he gets superpowers, and then more people have superpowers.
And that's the whole thing.
That's the whole thing. Well, I mean, it's funny, too, because it kind of reminded me of Void Rivals a little bit, in that it took its time to introduce you to the characters with Nathan and Marshall, and who, when I first read, I thought they were brothers, but I guess they're not. They're friends. Mm-hmm. But
I had the same thing.
Yeah, because he
stayed in that town.
Yeah,
with
like his parents, yo.
Yeah.
But yeah, he finds like this black hole thing, and it gives him Tokusatsu powers. And then he finds out that there is another hero who, well, not hero, but I mean, Radiant, I guess.
Yes.
Who's robbing banks. So you have like a hero and what you think is a villain.
Yeah, so his initial inclination, of course, is to go save people.
Yeah.
His friend, sort of like the sidekick kid in the Shazam movies, decides to be kind of his wingman, or his wingman, I should say.
Yeah.
Set him up on social media, give him a superhero name.
Because starts, basically getting his Twitter going. It's like, yeah, you're a...
And then people start slowly asking for his help.
I like the guys with the blowing.
There's kind of a thing like that in My Adventures with Superman.
Yeah.
Happens too with their Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah.
I just had that fun.
Didn't put that together, but you're right. Yeah, but I especially love like the guys who had the blown out tire, who call him to like change their tire. And it's like, how about I just pick up your car and fly you over?
Yeah, that was great.
That was a good bit.
That was a good moment.
But again, like, there's another bit, because Nathan, try and keep those straight.
Yeah.
Nathan's a writer, and you do get samples of his writing in, I think it's issue 3.
Which I really respect, that we actually get to see what his prose looks like.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I will say real quick, I'm always a little bit leery. I've talked about this before.
Yeah.
And I'm a hypocrite because I have done this sort of thing myself.
Yeah.
But I am always a little bit leery of stories about writers written by writers.
Yes. Yeah.
Because it can come off real pretentious.
Do you
and yeah.
Do you remember this Twitter account called The Worst Muse?
No, I don't know what that is.
What it was actually run by Jay Ed, and he used to edit at Dark Horse for a while. He does the J Miles Explain the X-Men podcast now. But what it was just terrible writing advice, just posted like every day. I mean, he stopped doing it after a while, but after probably about a couple months. But it was stuff like, hey, why don't you add a vampire? But one of the first ones he did was, how about this? Your main character is a writer.
Yeah.
So, and the one thing, too, is that the prose that you do see...
It's one of those exception that proves the rules sort of things where, like, yeah, you can do it. You can get away with it.
Yeah.
It's just more difficult than some other things.
Yeah, and especially in, like, a comic, too, because a lot of times, I know, like, there was that Morrison issue in the Batman run where it just all of a sudden was like a prose story about the Joker that no one actually read. Even though like Morrison's Batman, there's a lot of stuff in that I do very much like. So when you're having like prose in a comic, it better be at least like.
Well, it's not about putting prose on a comic.
Yeah.
For me, it's more about just when you write about writers.
Yes.
It can, so it's not about like what they're writing, and very
Yes.
often you don't even get what they're writing.
Right.
Like I said earlier, I'm glad we actually get that.
Exactly.
With this.
Yeah.
What can be problematic about it is very often your writer character will be like a really good writer,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
you're having to
Right above your
write
skill
how-
level a little bit. Yeah.
or act like you're better at it than you are.
Yeah.
Or claim you are, and not everyone will agree with you, even if some people do, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The reason this works, except I will complain
Yeah.
that I'm not 100% sure how good of a writer Higgins thinks this guy is.
Yeah.
But the prose is not great.
Right.
And I don't think it's supposed to be great.
No, yeah.
And so I kind of like that about it. Like, I like... This works okay because...
He's a struggling writer,
yeah, but this works okay because it's a guy actually writing what he knows as opposed to fantasizing on the page.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's the best way to articulate it.
Yeah.
I struggle sometimes to explain to people that, and I'm going to sound pretentious, but I say this, that have not gotten the lectures in writing school like I did about why beginner writers shouldn't write about writers.
Yes.
It's because it gets real self-indulgent much of the time because you're doing a wish fulfillment fantasy on the page.
Yeah.
And what I like about this is Higgins, in his way, is doing his wish fulfillment on the page because he's getting to make up Power Rangers.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's very excited about that, and you can see that. There are things about this in general that read a tad self-indulgent to me. I give him most of it because he's got so much enthusiasm on the page, and because I like a lot of the things he likes, and that helps. There's a couple things that I'll point out in a little bit that I think are just a little bit self-indulgent.
Right.
The writer thing isn't so much.
No, yeah.
I like that because again, it feels like writing from experience. It feels like Higgins writing about himself before he made it.
Yeah.
And so that feels like drawing from personal experience. Which
Yeah.
gets you, because a beginner writer writing about writing isn't drawing from personal experience.
No, exactly.
You haven't done any of it yet.
Right.
He's an experienced writer with a track record.
Yeah.
Now going back, writing about a kid that hasn't made it yet.
Yeah.
And isn't even doing the job because he's scared.
Yeah.
And because he's afraid he won't make it. And
Right.
that's relatable.
Yeah.
And that's a thing that all of us who write will resonate with us.
Exactly, yeah.
And so anyway, that's why that whole thing works.
Yeah, and also another thing, too, that
I've gotten crap recently for making the point about being leery about writers writing writers.
Yeah. Right.
And I'm trying to explain better than I did before why that can be a problem.
Yeah, and
why it works here.
Why it works here, yeah. And again, too, you do run into, I mean, it's a running joke that...
but if Higgins thinks this kid is publishable, he's wrong.
No, exactly, yeah. Exactly. But, like... I mean, it's always a joke, too, how... People laugh about how you can tell when a screenwriter thinks they're smarter than their audience. And... This doesn't read like that. This reads as somebody who's like, it's like, this kid's trying. This kid's trying.
So, how do you feel? Let's back off for a minute.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the balance so far between the interpersonal drama, with the internal conflict, with his again being a struggling writer, but what he's really struggling with is work ethic, right?
Yes.
How do you feel about the balance between that and the superhero mythology stuff?
I think it actually is pretty well integrated. Like the one scene I did like is when he's trying to figure out who Ray and Red is, and he does this just by
the bank robber.
The bank robber, yeah. And he does this by talking to folks he's Ubering.
Yes.
That was a nice touch. That I thought was a real nice touch. And actually, if we're going to talk about Ray and Red, I was going to say that one of the things I did like about the prose pieces is how it kind of reflects her story too.
Oh, that's true.
When you're getting to the end, and it's like, okay, that seems kind of familiar too.
Yeah, I wasn't even putting that together. That's true.
Yeah, so
because he's writing about a bank robber.
Yeah. And especially one that's like dissatisfied with life and is with a boyfriend who is crappy and
Yeah. That's true.
yeah. So, but
And maybe a little convenient,
but it works.
but
at least,
it works okay. Yeah. This was so a little unfortunate
Yeah.
that we read this so soon after Absolute Green Lantern.
Yeah, because there's a lot of
Because
similarities.
I think this book. So tonally, that book is more interesting to me.
yes.
And that feels in its way like a more grown-up book than this.
yeah.
But this gets so much more done in 6 issues.
Yeah.
And it does such a better job of hooking me.
You see exactly
where
where
you get a lot of like I'm not getting enough breadcrumbs
Right.
with Green Lantern about what the mythology is.
Yeah.
And with this we keep checking back in with it.
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
can kind of guess at stuff. And I feel like there's enough clues.
Yeah. The one thing I did kind of like about this, and I'm kind of glad we read this after Void Rivals, because I think it's structured a very similar way where you start off small and you just gradually expand. You get a little bit, you don't know what, and you even kind of have like the weird giant robot ghosts they're talking to. And I never actually translated like a lot of the alien language too. I didn't go around to. They have a key at the end of the trade.
What? I didn't know that.
It's at the end of the trade, at least the digital version.
Man, so you can actually find out what he's saying.
You can actually find out what he's saying, yeah.
That's cool.
And
Did you feel like he was doing like his own morphin grid?
a little bit, yeah.
He's got that's like the morphin master.
there's like some sort of like power that they're all drawing from. And
yeah,
that it's all
and talking about this cryptic evil force that's coming.
Yeah,
we don't
yeah.
totally know what that is yet.
right. But you just gotta be willing to kill it. You just gotta be willing to do a murder.
So let me throw my big complaint at it real quick, Chris, because overall, I'm definitely interested enough in this to keep going with it.
Yeah.
So I said that Green Lantern feels like a more grown up book, even though I can follow this better, and it doesn't feel like it's stretched. It's not wasting my time.
Right.
The big issue I have with it is I don't think, and maybe there's so much more of this now. It might eventually seem more warranted.
Right.
6 issues in, the material we have here does not, in my mind, warrant the adult language.
I can see that, yeah.
I don't get it. I feel like this should be a like teen 12, 13 at the oldest.
Yeah.
Just with the content so far.
Right.
I feel like Higgins is at odds with himself, where he simultaneously wants to write Power Rangers and Invincible. And if you want to do Invincible with a Power Rangers type concept, you got to have more adult subject matter in the first place.
Yeah, you gotta go all the way.
As far as until you get to 6, and that's why I think I could ultimately be wrong about it.
Yeah.
But I'm still gonna lob the complaint at it because even after 6, I don't quite buy the language yet.
Yeah.
The first 5 issues, I felt like it was almost all ages.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Except for language.
Yeah, other than like a few F-bombs.
I don't know why. There's a couple of F-bombs.
Yeah.
I don't know why. And then I get to issue 6.
Yeah.
And it's a completely different book.
Right.
Because we shift away from our protagonist and his sidekick, who, spoilers, ends up being more than a sidekick.
Yeah.
And then you get into the 6th issue, and the art completely changes. The protagonist completely changes.
Yeah.
And for the first few pages, I don't even know where I'm at or why I'm supposed to care.
Yeah.
And then it becomes the absolute most compelling thing in the trade.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Right.
He writes a doomed marriage.
Yeah.
This relationship that is totally falling apart because you have, and that is real believable.
Right.
And that we've all either known people or known people that have known people that are like this.
Right.
It's real sad.
Yeah.
It's real messed up.
Mm-hmm.
And the gaslighting is real.
Yes.
And you have a man who is gambling away all of his family's finances.
Yeah.
And who goes so far as to spend money that his his wife's life savings that she has squirreled away.
Yeah, it goes into like her accounts and
that she thinks she has that she doesn't even that he's not even supposed to have access to.
Yeah.
That and like when you're married, you should combine finances unless you're married to this guy.
Yes.
And then she's absolutely right to have her finances completely squirreled away.
Exactly, yeah.
And he manages to get to them anyway.
Yeah.
And then he is sorry, I'm just synopsizing now. But I thought this was the most gripping drama in the thing.
Yeah, no.
And you're right. What's interesting is Higgins in the reality of the fiction is actually writing this kid's novel for him better than he could ever write it.
Exactly, yeah.
Which is why I don't think the kid's supposed to be that good of a writer.
No, exactly.
Because Higgins is actually doing the job.
Yeah.
Which is neat. But anyway, minor spoilers, but that girl is one of the Radiants.
Yes.
We've met her already.
Right.
And we don't know right away that that's who it is.
Yeah.
And she's really compelling.
Yeah, no,
and you come to really sympathize with her, even if you don't condone stuff she's doing.
Yeah.
As to how she became a bank robber.
And it's kind of interesting because not only is her life a parallel to the fiction, her life is kind of a parallel to Nathan's because both are severely in debt. Both are...
Sure.
Yeah. So it's basically starting from like that same point and then branching off and not even branching off necessarily. Like
they're also in real different places in their life though.
Exactly,
right?
They come
because everything that happens to her is her husband's fault.
Yeah.
Who again is acting all insecure and mopey and in fact, I would almost argue that this might be a stretch.
Right.
But I just thought of this, so I'll say it. I would almost argue that he is a flash of what Nathan could turn into if he's not careful.
Ooh, I like that. Actually too. I mean, it's just weird because it's just a one-off, but you see so many parallels, and like the more you look at, the more parallels you see, and how so much of it is basically just sort of a weird reflection of everything going on in Nathan's life, and now again too, I haven't read past haven't read past my homework right now, but so I don't know if that goes anywhere else, especially with considering how things ended in issue 5, and
we're adding more characters. There's going to be at least a 4-man team. I say team. Like if this is Power Rangers, you've got 4 coins right now, regardless of who's using them.
Right.
We might want to do, and we don't have to talk for too long about this.
Yeah.
We might want to do a flat out spoiler section.
Yes.
Because I have. And obviously a lot of this is out now, so we can read it and find out.
Exactly.
But I have predictions.
Okay.
And I kind of want to talk about them.
Okay,
but we're going to have to say spoilers because we're going to have to give away a bunch of stuff to talk about it.
Yeah.
But there is traditionally with Power Rangers, you'd have a 5-man team, and then sometimes you get an extra 6 Ranger. In this case, we right now have 4.
Right.
But I think we have a clear setup for a 5th Ranger that would be like your extra added on a special 6th.
Right.
And there's precedent in Power Rangers for that because Dino Thunder does that. So Dino Thunder starts with a 3-man team.
Yeah.
And then very quickly we add Tommy as a Ranger, where he's Zordon and a Ranger at the same time.
Yeah.
Because he becomes the Brachio, right? So you end up with 4, and then you get your evil White Ranger with Trent, who later will actually join the team.
Yeah.
So at the end, it becomes just a traditional 5-man team, but they treat White Ranger like a 6th Ranger. There's precedent for it, and I think this will do something like that.
Yeah.
But we'll have to say full spoilers for me to tell you what I think they're going to do with that.
Right.
So let's say spoilers now.
Okay.
I mean, but before that, are we both kind of recommending this?
Yes, I think we're both recommending it.
I dug. Did you like the art in this?
I did, actually, yeah. One of the odd...
We could do more with background sometimes, I'll say that.
The one panel that's not even like a big action panel that stuck out to me, even just like the little meteor that splits up where you have like all the different black holes, just that little simple artwork.
I don't think I pulled it out, but you're right, that's cool.
Yeah, just for that little simple artwork that's not even one of the big action sequences, just, I thought that was a cool little panel. I did, for as gross of a bit as it was, I did like his mask.
The throwing out.
The throwing out, you know exactly what
he doesn't even open up. He just it's his face and he throws up out of it. I don't even know how that makes any sense. I would think that the costume would kind of replace your digestive system, and that wouldn't happen.
Right.
But maybe not. I don't know.
I
don't know exactly how it works.
Yeah. I'm sure Kyle Higgins has a series Bible somewhere with all like the intricacies of the biology.
But I liked the slight body horror of it, where he's scared that he can't figure out how to take it off. He's got kind of a black costume Peter Parker moment.
A little bit, yeah.
Where he's like, oh no,
there's no latches. There's no latches.
Yeah, I don't know how to take this off. And that's one of the ways that it's very Power Rangers, where he has literally metamorphized.
Right.
And so it's not just a costume.
No, yeah.
Like he has transformed into something.
It's his body, yeah. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have shredder arms in this, too. That's how you know it's
that's how it's legit.
Exactly.
And I think Higgins does a really good job. This is the main thing I was worried about.
Yeah.
Of making this feel like a legit cool property that you can put a registered trademark next to.
No, yeah, exactly.
That doesn't feel too generic.
No, yeah, exactly. I mean, there is like internal lore to this. There's an internal logic. And it feels just
the black hole idea is cool.
It is, yeah. And it feels just like, I mean, I guess pulling from, like Super Sentai, it's pulling from, Kamen Rider, stuff like that. But it feels just unique enough where you don't necessarily need to have any understanding of that genre. You can come in, you can come into this and be like, oh, cool, it's a cool superhero story.
We kind of talked about that earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
And we need good original new superheroes that don't feel like just rip-offs and cash grabs of other things. And your Invincibles are real few and far between.
Yes.
Radiant Black feels like a couple of rungs under that. Like, this will never be at the popularity level of something like that. And so far, I don't think the writing is subversive in the way Invincible is.
No,
But it's got its moments, and it might be getting there. So, full-on spoilers now.
Right, You've been warned.
So, at the end of issue 4, I think it's 4. We have this this kind of shocker cliffhanger where where Nathan, our main character, seems to have died or is on the verge of death.
A building collapses on him.
That's what it is. Is it in a fight with Red?
Yeah, it's there.
Oh yeah, that's right. And like they momentarily try to work together to keep a building stabilized, and then it falls on him.
Right.
And Red makes it, but he doesn't.
Yeah. And Red says, I was just trying to scare him. I wasn't trying to kill him.
Yes. When Red reveals that he is a she, and I have questions.
Yeah, especially since
we'll get to that in a minute. I want to finish this, but I want to ask you about that because I feel like there's something happening on the page that I'm supposed to understand, and I don't understand it.
Okay,
so I'm hoping that you get more of what's happening because
yeah.
I am really lost on it.
Right.
By the way, this is a very expressive mask. We're doing a lot of, it goes without saying, Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah.
Both in some of the costume work and in just this protagonist figuring out responsibility.
Yeah.
His being told by his father that he's got to work for a living and like under my roof you're gonna go get a job and all of that. Very Uncle Ben. Real. What's what I'm looking for? Real wholesome classic morality.
Right.
Nice to see that.
Yeah.
nice to see that kind of traditional morality.
Right.
But anyway, so Nathan gets a building dropped on him.
Yeah.
And the first thing I thought was, if Higgins had any guts, the sidekick would get the suit.
Yeah.
That was the first thing I thought.
Yeah.
And then the sidekick gets the suit.
Yeah.
And I was like, good on you for that.
Higgins, you got guts.
But Higgins being the Power Rangers guy he is,
Yeah.
there's no way he's full on killed Nathan.
No, yeah.
There's no way.
I mean, they say he's in a coma, too, so they at least leave that door open.
They leave the door open, and so the sidekick kid doesn't Marshall. Is that his name?
Marshall, yeah.
Doesn't
Did they say his last name in it? Because I didn't pick up his last name.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I missed it if so. But he doesn't want the power.
Right.
And then he gets real revengey, which is interesting.
Yeah.
And so we had seen Nathan previously go into the black hole and talk to like the Morphin Master in the black hole.
Exactly.
And the Morphin Master in the black hole says, there's this thing coming, you've got to be willing to kill it.
Yeah.
And Nathan, and this is why this is working, because Higgins knows he's not proactive enough.
Yeah.
And that's the big thing he's got to work through. His opportunity for change should be, I'm going to finally be proactive.
Yeah.
And he's got those moments where he's working towards becoming more proactive.
Right.
But he's unsure of himself and can't decide if that's the right thing to do, and he goes, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then he gets building dropped on him.
Yes.
And then when Marshall goes in, he goes, hell yes, I'll do
Marshall
that.
does not hesitate.
Does not hesitate.
Absolutely.
And we don't know what the consequences will be for that yet.
Right.
We don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing yet,
Yeah.
which is cool. But anyway, so I have a prediction.
Okay.
We have been introduced to our like Yellow Ranger and like a purple or a pink Ranger.
Yeah.
And so we've got 4.
Right.
And I think the Morphin Master in the black hole will turn Nathan into a 5th Ranger.
Okay. Yeah.
And that will be like our special 6th Ranger.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that's probably what happens.
Right.
I don't think he comes back and gets black.
Yes.
I think because I think this is the big subversion and the big surprise is that Marshall will end up being as important as Nathan. If not more so.
Right.
And that it could end up ultimately being a big ensemble piece.
Yeah.
Or it might end up being more Marshall's story than anybody's.
Yeah.
Who knows? But like, it's curious that the thing is called Radiant Black because that suggests it's about one of the heroes more than the rest of them.
Yeah.
And so far it has been, but we've already shifted who that person is by the 5th issue.
Which I didn't see coming, but again, good on Kyle Hicks too. That was an actual subversion of what we're expecting.
I didn't see it coming because I didn't think he'd do it.
Yeah.
But it's what I thought he should do.
Right.
And then he did that, and I was like, cool.
Yeah.
That was exciting to me.
And I do know that they've done spin-offs. I do know that there's a Radiant Red book that was out for a while that
Well, she's instantly interesting.
She is, absolutely, yeah. And she's been kind of the...
So I'm glad she gets her own book.
Yeah, she's been kind of, my understanding is that she's been kind of the breakout of the series, too. Kind of a fan favorite.
Okay, so explain the body swap thing to me. What is happening? Is it just because she's able to transmute matter?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Because we get a shot of it in 5 or 6 where we actually see her do it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, A, is it just because of the transmuting power?
Yeah.
We know she can do that. And B, why though? Why does she want everyone to think she has a masculine body?
Yeah.
I don't even understand why she's doing it.
Right.
It's so far, it seems like it's just to throw the audience off.
Yeah.
And I cry foul on that if that's all it is.
Right.
I need to have a solid reason that she doesn't want... Like, if she came out... Maybe this is too easy.
Yeah.
If she came out and said... as soon as I knew I could transmute matter and I could make myself look like a man, make myself look completely different, then it makes it easier for me to have a secret identity.
Right.
Then I can say, well, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I can sort of see that.
Yeah.
As it stands right now, I have no idea why she did that.
Yeah.
Because I even had this thought, because I knew nothing about this book.
Right.
Besides, it's a Power Rangers thing. I had this thought in the middle of like issue 3 where I went, I don't know if I was right in this. Red would be a chick.
Yeah.
And then it turns out she is.
Yeah,
and I was like, that's weird.
It did throw me off too because, like, I knew that Red was kind of a breakout character. And I was aware of, like, at least the broad strokes of who she was. Have you ever heard of the Hard Choices podcast? I'll have to fill you on that later. Basically, it's they did like an episode about like comic book weirdos. Stardust the Super Wizard was on it, but yeah. So I was familiar with the basic idea of the character. I knew she was a chick, so when a guy showed up...
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Nicholas Bodo says, is it to avoid sexism? No, what I'm saying is you have a woman that is changing her body to be a male body.
Yeah.
That then, for no reason I understand, then lets Marshall know she's a woman.
Yeah.
I don't even understand why she's doing any of that. Like, why does she body flip back and forth?
I mean, even
it's a useful power.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Nobody ever has that. Like, that's a really helpful power.
I was gonna say, is kind of think it's a Metroid guy. Is he like referencing the the original instruction manual where they called Samus a guy, and that was the big reveal at the end? So I don't know,
but like she has indisputably a really muscular male body.
Yeah, and then
and then we get a feminine figure, and then in 6, when she first gets her black hole, she immediately looks like a feminine superhero. And then at the end of that, when she goes to rob banks, I believe she's already flipped back. She's already done her first flip to the male body.
So I wonder if there is like a full explanation, and I wonder if they go into just if it has something to do with the actual like the morphin powers too. If that's something they delve into later in the series, or
I'm sure we'll get some sort of explanation for it. I just thought it was
it's just
really
an odd
weird.
choice too.
That's the one thing that's not explained that I'm confused about.
Yeah.
Everything else, like, we'll get eventually.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the one good thing about this book. I know we were talking about...
That felt a little bit plot twist for the sake of plot twist.
Yeah.
And I need an explanation for that.
Right. So, I don't know, but at least, like, especially compared to, like, Absolute Green Lantern, this was a book that at least pushed the plot forward enough so you knew what was going on. You knew kind of what the path was, and then...
No, absolutely.
Yeah, so apart from, like, a few stuff that may or may not get explained later, and I know there's a mini... like I said, there's a mini series out there that might delve into that a little bit, but I haven't read... I haven't read that. I might have, like, an issue or two somewhere that I picked up at a shop just because I was curious, but it's in a pile somewhere, so...
You're just always doing that.
I'm just always doing that. I just got piles.
Wait, that's the main... Oh, the other thing I wanted to say is, like I said, he gets a little self-indulgent here and there.
Yeah.
I think the pop culture references go a little too far sometimes. Where it feels like Higgins kind of just going to his favorite things.
Yeah.
I'm not going to begrudge him a Power Rangers reference.
Right.
He like, that's not what I'm talking about. That was fine. He does this thing on the page where Nathan's trying to figure out a superhero name.
Yeah.
And he's like, and he gets radiant from the black hole, where like that keeps coming to him in dreams and stuff.
Yeah.
So he's like radiant something.
Right.
But at first he draws out the costume. By the way, it's just a solid looking suit.
It really is. Yeah.
I like the simplicity of it.
Yeah.
But he on the page, draws the suit. And then like lined paper, and then the two things that I remember him writing are darkness. Wait, that's taken.
Yeah.
And I loved that because it's an image book.
Yeah.
And like it's a thing that would sort of make sense for him to call himself, but the darkness is a classic early '90s image thing.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is Mighty Morphin, and he crosses that out, and he's like, avoid copyright.
Yeah.
And you get one.
Yeah.
And he only did that, and so that's fine. But there are a number of other pop culture things where I'm like, I know too much about Higgins now.
Yeah.
And so it feels like you're just doing your obvious
Well, I know you
favorite things?
You point out the action figures.
Yes.
The Nightwing and the Constantine and
That's just what I thought they all looked like.
yeah. Well, like Higgins wrote Nightwing for a while.
Oh, did he?
He wrote like he.
I didn't know that.
I think he did the New 52 Nightwing.
Okay, so not Grayson.
Not Grayson. No, I think that was like Tom King and I think Tim Seeley.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, but that was like Tom King's first
Monthly thing?
first monthly thing. Because
I didn't know that.
because part of it, since it was a spy book, they're like, hey, we know a guy who used to work at the CIA.
Yeah. No, I remember that now that you say that.
Yeah.
But I didn't remember what he had done before that. Whatever. Anyway.
Yeah, so yeah, there's little bits. I mean, it didn't really get too overwhelming for me, at least to the references. Again, like realizing, just looking at the action figures, being like,
I can be, that was whatever, but
Yeah.
I can be a little sensitive to some of that.
Yeah.
And then one thing that I thought was odd was having a main character work at a video store
in 2021.
2021.
Oh yeah,
I didn't really buy that.
No,
that was
yeah.
weird. And even if you're gonna have that, like, it was ambiguous as to whether or not it was a rental store, but it felt like a rental store.
Yeah,
So
like
that's weird. And then the problem with it is, even if you're gonna, again, that's part of the self-indulgent thing, where it felt like Higgins has nostalgia for video rental stores.
Yeah.
So he said it there, and I go, okay, but you got to make it a period thing then.
Exactly,
And it
yeah.
isn't. So the only way you get away with that is, first of all, you cannot have as much foot traffic.
Right.
Whether they're selling or renting videos, they're not going to have as many people as are in that store.
Yeah.
Both times we go there, it's crawling with people.
Yes.
And the second thing, and I know this is like minor nitpicky stuff,
Right.
but it took me out. And one of our now protagonists, that's his job.
Yes.
So it's like a major location.
Right.
The second thing is, if you've got somebody working at a video rental store in 2021, there has or video even store, they're just selling videos. There has to be some kind of reference to streaming.
Yeah, exactly.
And how most people don't buy video anymore.
Yeah.
And there's no discussion about that.
Here's what you do. You just have like a throwaway scene, like, you can't get this on Netflix, hey, this is only on VHS. And, I mean, look, they got copies of, like, Faster Pussycat Kill Kill there. That, as far as I know, isn't even on DVD.
No, that's hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, I think, like, Shout Factory's been trying to do stuff, but as far as I know, it just kind of stayed on VHS.
Oh, Tyler, I didn't realize Higgins did Gates of Gotham. That was one of the first things I bought when I got back into New Comics. That was pretty early in my history with Current.
Yeah.
And it wasn't great.
No.
But that was tied to some of the mythology Snyder was doing.
Oh, yeah. And I think with, like, a lot of Snyder.
But I didn't remember it was Higgins. It's crazy.
Yeah. So, I completely forgot about Gates of Gotham.
But anyway, anything else you wanted to say about this?
Not really. It's just like a solid.
There's your other Power Ranger characters.
Yeah.
I don't know what and then just a completely different art style all of a sudden.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a solid. Again, there's like lots of ideas I think you could flesh out later down the line, but there was enough of it that made me want to go back and made me want to keep going. And again, the one big thing that reading this after Void Rivals, they both kind of do the same thing where they start with your characters, get you to like them, and then build out the mythology from there and just gradually bring in like stranger and bigger stuff.
That's a good point. That there's a similar structure happening.
Yeah.
If we have to compare things, clearly Void Rivals is the better book.
Yeah.
But this is also a little bit more kind of, if I can go food metaphor, I like McDonald's to Void Rivals Chipotle.
Yeah.
And so like this is a little bit more junk food.
Yeah.
But it's thoughtful enough
It's, you know,
I mean, you found some
yeah,
like thematic parallels I was not picking up on.
yeah.
So
I mean,
that's great.
I think like there's enough,
And I think it could get smarter as
Yeah.
it goes.
Yeah, and I think like there's enough to it too. Like you could take a basic story, you could do like a real basic superhero story, and do enough with it, and find like the really creative ways. And again, it's hard to do just like it's hard to do a superhero story now and just
Yeah.
have it stand out because it's
Right.
such like a saturated market and a lot of
And all the deconstruction has been done
all
now.
the deconstruction's been done too. So
And one thing I do appreciate about this is it doesn't feel like a deconstruction of Tokusatsu.
no, yeah.
It feels like what you always wanted for more serious Power Rangers, which was just take a mythology like that and go more sophisticated with it.
Yeah.
And Higgins looked real frustrated in the Boom comics in trying to do that,
Yeah.
but being pigeonholed by Saban into staying with continuity, and they had a laundry list of things they weren't allowed to do, and things they weren't allowed to change.
Yeah.
And so here he can go, well, I don't have any of those rules, I don't have any of those impediments, so like I can kill anybody I want to, and I can have any kind of character conflict I want to, and like if I wanted somebody's parents to be bad people, I could do that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so he can do the more real world, if not adult stuff. But he's gotta win me over more on the profanity.
Yeah.
Because I just don't know why he needs it.
You know what kind of reminds me of a little bit? Have you heard the story about why Ronald D. Moore did Battlestar Galactica?
Yeah.
How he wanted to he was on Voyager and he was like, all right, we're gonna have the ship break down and they're gonna have to like trade to survive.
Right.
And then, you know, Rick Berman comes out as like, your Enterprise doesn't break down. Why would you do that? So then he's like, well, I'm gonna do my own, you know, what we got? Battlestar Galactica? Great! That ship's always breaking down and people are dying right and left. And so basically everything he wanted to do with Voyager, he could do with this other property. And that's what it kind of reminded me of. I think there was a little bit of Kyle Higgins with like everything he wanted
definitely.
to do with the Boom series, because, you know, that was so tightly managed. Being able to do that with, you know, his own star property too. And occasionally that means having a suit vomit. Occasionally it means having your Power Ranger vomit through their helmet.
Not to get too in the weeds with Star Trek.
Yeah.
Because I'm a little rusty, I'd have to go back and look, but I don't remember Moore ever even touching Voyager. That might have been more he just saw what was going on over there and didn't think that's what they should do. But I mean, like Moore became one of the two architects of DS9.
Yeah, like that was kind of like his own little escape, wasn't it? Like everybody.
Well, they kind of left him alone.
Yeah.
Him and Ira Bear.
Yeah.
But anyway, I would have to go look at that because I don't think he even has a credit on Voyager anymore.
I don't like. I remember talking.
And they're already 2 years into or 3 years into DS9 by that point.
Yeah, so I mean they might.
But I don't know when Moore comes on to DS9 because the thing you got to remember is he comes on as an assistant writer to TNG,
right?
And then becomes one of their main writers there.
Yeah.
And then gets brought over to DS9, but he doesn't have a creator credit on DS9.
Yeah.
He also did most of the movies.
Yeah.
So he's Moore is co-writing at least he's co-writing Generations and I think First Contact.
Oh wow.
With Braga.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's right.
Right.
And then Insurrection was written by I don't have a Star Trek hat on right now.
Yeah.
The main story guy for TNG who died in the late 90s. I can't think of his name right now. But he ended up doing that by himself.
Yeah.
And it was unfortunately terrible because it was just a retread of Who Watches the Watchers, which is a much better story.
Right.
And then Nemesis was a guy that had never written for Star Trek before.
Yep.
Because Gladiator was popular. I don't know.
Yep.
But
yeah.
Anyway, none of this has anything to do with what
No,
we're
exactly.
talking
I
about.
was just trying to.
But just when you brought up more, I was like,
Let's look at the
I don't know
timeline
if you
here.
had the story exactly right.
Maybe not,
But anyway.
It's possible they were in like early production bands or something like that too. That's the version I heard. So,
well, and to be fair, like the Maquis, like Starfleet merged crew idea sounds like a Ron Moore idea.
Yeah.
So he may have had some influence with some of that. I don't know.
Yeah.
And the Maquis could have been something he came up with in DS9. I'm not even sure. I don't know.
So,
and then like I don't know who wrote Ensign Rose last episode, because that's in TNG, because that's like the second to last episode of TNG, I think.
Yeah.
Or it's real close.
Right.
And that's a Maquis episode, and he might have the story credit on that. I can't remember, but anyway.
Either way, yeah. I'll have to look up.
Sorry, you made the mistake of bringing up Star Trek writers.
I should have known. I should. But overall, I think this was a I think this was a good book, and I'm honestly probably gonna pick up the next couple trades if they're on sale. And
it's definitely superior to his Power Rangers work, because his Power Rangers stuff is so technobabbly.
Yes, yeah.
But
again,
it sort of feels like he was just stuck between a rock and a hard place with that.
Yeah.
And so he's trying to infuse as much like personality and character growth as he can get away with in that book.
Yeah. Because
but he's having to do this between the raindrops thing.
Yeah, and they have
that
like limits. They're
problem
like,
here
you can't cancel anything out, so you have to work with it.
And that should have been a ground up reboot.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think getting the chance to
now they've been allowed to do that, and they've completely squandered it. Yay!
Yeah,
because nobody cares about Prime that I've talked to.
So at least we have.
Have you read it?
I haven't read Prime. No,
it's so boring.
Is that the what's the one with the VR troopers?
Yeah, is
that Prime?
I mean, it's the only thing going on right now.
So yeah, I picked up like a couple issues. I haven't read them, but it's like okay, it's not really.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
it's boring.
I just saw VR troopers. So like, okay, great, I know what that is.
And that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Then they spun that off, and I dislike that status quo so much with Prime. I'm not even bothering with the VR Troopers book.
Yeah. But again, too, it's also nice seeing something original that works.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you look at the indies, and when you do see superheroes, there's something missing. That they're either like retreads, or they are just so, I don't know, it's hard to find like superhero books in the indies that aren't like too by the numbers. And especially, I think because this is pulling from like so many different sources, it feels fresh. It feels like something that isn't, it's familiar, but it stands on its own. That's what I'm trying to say, I guess. So yep, I'd recommend this.
It's good.
And grab I see the I'm Feeling It sign over there. Go, hi. Don't mind me.
Well, anyway, we came up against 4 hours again somehow, so we're gonna get going. But thanks a lot for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. God, it's 2 a.m. How do we do this? I blame Austin, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. We'll see you again next Tuesday. We're gonna do the first trade length for Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that is. Mm-hmm. That's the last thing I thought would come up tonight.
Hey, well,
when I brought that up earlier, I didn't think we would end up reading that next week, but that's how it goes. It's unpredictable. It's like Radiant Red. You just don't even know what's going to happen.
Exactly. Yeah.
One minute she's a dude, and the next minute she's not. Anything can happen.
Exactly. Yeah. I will say that there is a Radiant Red miniseries, so if anybody wants something to recommend, or if we need a backup in case.
Well, yeah, but I want to know where it happens in the timeline, because if it's too late, it's going to give away stuff.
That's true, yeah.
If somebody recommended that, I would catch up first.
Right.
But also, nobody asked for this anyway, so I don't think that would happen.
That's true, yeah.
But I just want to know if she has a male body anywhere in her miniseries.
Yeah. So
why is that a thing she keeps doing?
Who knows? Maybe we'll find out. Maybe we won't. Who knows?
Anyway, we'll see you later.
All right,
thanks a lot for watching. I was Captain Logan. This was Chris.
Bye, everyone.